Gikan sa ikatuwang distrito, Board Member Sugbo, Borgonia. Ang atong PCL President, Honorable Caroline Bacaltos. Ang atong mga mayores, unahon nato gikan sa unang distrito from Talisay City, Mayor Samsam Gulyas. Minglanilla, Mayor Elanito Peña. San Fernando, representing the Mayor, Mayor Richie Regin Riluya. Gikan sa Dakbayan sa Naga, aniya si Mayor Christine Vanessa Chong. Karkar City, Mayor Mercy Apura. Gikan sa Subonga, Mayor Leonel Pacaltos. From the 2nd District, aniya sila musunod. Gikan sa Dalagete, Mayor Jeffrey Belsinia. Alcoy, Mayor Michael Angelo Sistoso. Bolhoon, Mayor Merlu Derama. Oslo, Mayor June Tumula. Santander, representing the Mayor is Engineer Jonathan Boscato. From Sambuan, Mayor Emerito Calderon Jr. Gikan sa 3rd District, Barili, Mayor Julieto Flores. Aloginsa, Mayor Igig Moreno. Pinamungahan, Mayor Glenn Baricuatro. Toledo City, Mayor Marjorie Joy Perales. Balamban, Mayor Alex Pinghay. Asturias, Mayor Jose Antonio Pintor. Tuburan, Mayor Danilo Diamante. Gikan sa ikaupat nga distrito, from Santa Fe, representing Mayor Espinosa is Alfamena Saagundo, Andrea Estarlan. Pantayan, Mayor Arthur Despi. Gikan sa Madridejos, Mayor Sally de la Fuente. From Taboylan, Vice Mayor Rex Heruna. San Remigio, Mayor Mar Martinez. From Daan Batayan, Mayor San Shimura. Gikan sa Tabugon, Mayor Siegfried Duterte. Ang ato mga mayores gikan sa ikalimang distrito, Bourbon, Mayor Noel Dotilios. Gikan sa Sugod, Vice Mayor Monyin Stigan, representing the Mayor. Carmen, Mayor Carlo Villamor. Danao City, representing the Mayor is Mario Gorre. Compostela, Mayor Froilan Quino. Miloan, Mayor Cristina Garcia Frasco. San Francisco, Mayor Al Arquiliano. Gikan sa Tolena, niya si Mayor Jojo Solante. Sa ikaunom na distrito, aniya sila si Mayor Jojo Aligado sa Consolacion. From Córdoba, Mayor Mary Therese Sitoy Cho. Mandaue City, representing the Mayor is Attorney Joel Seno. From the 7th District, Hinatilan, Mayor Dean Michael Sugbo. Malaboyog, Mayor Lito Narciso Crios. From Alegria, Mayor Verna Magallon. Padyan, Mayor Carmen Lumai. Boal-Boal, Mayor Paz Rosgoni. Alcantara, Mayor Fritz Lastimoso. And from Dumanhog, Mayor Efren Gontrano Hica. Aduna sa kitay mga representante o kadaguan sa nagkadiyang line agencies gikan sa Office of the Presidential Assistant for the Visayas, Under Secretary Georgie Gonzalez. From the Department of Agriculture, Assistant Secretary Salvador Diputado and Regional Director Joel Elumba. Gikan sa Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, Regional Director Alan Poquita. Philippine Coconut Authority, Brendan Trasmonte, the Acting Regional Manager. National Food Authority, Maria Lewena Tolentino, Acting Regional Manager. Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation, Paulita Sikuya, OIC Regional Manager. Atong Regional Director sa Department of Tourism, Regional Director Shalimar Tamano. From the National Housing Authority, Regional Manager, Engineer Hermes Jude Hontilo. From the Department of Health, representing Regional Director Bernadas is ARD Regional Assistant Regional Director Guy Perez. DILG Regional Office 7, Regional Director Leocadio Trovella. Ang atong Provincial Director sa DILG, Joaden Lucero. From the Department of Labor, aniya si Assistant Regional Director Emmanuel Ferrer. Kuyong usap ni ARD Lilia Esteliore. From DSWD, Assistant Regional Director Stalin Lucero. Department of Energy, Regional Director Rosmart Gamalio. From GSIS, Attorney Mercy Escuadro Enriquez. From Sebeco 1, we have Itulio Crudua. Sebeco 2, Loel Belsinia. Sebeco 3, Virgilio Fortich. From the Visayan Electric Company, Veco Anton Perdeses. And from Globe, we have Patrick Gloria. And we also have with us our Capital Department heads and consultants. And now the meeting proper. Ako na itugyan ang microphone ngadto sa atong presiding officer nining atong tigong, ang labing unang babaeng gobernador sa Lalawigan, Governor Gwen Garcia.
Salamat. Maayong hapon atong tanan. Sa atong mga provincial board members, mga mayores, atong mga regional directors, provincial directors, ang kanilaing hepes, ang kanilaing mga ahensya sa gobyerno, kuyog usab ang atong mga GMs sa distribution utilities of Sebeco 1, 2, and 3, and representing VECO, the President of Aboitiz Power, we have Consul Anton Perdices, ang atong Undersecretary sa Office of the Presidential Assistant for the Visayas, Yusek John G. Gonzalez. Kanatong tanan sa makausap pa maayong hapon. 2 weeks ago, we met here in this same social hall. Niyatong tungura, mao kato ang primerong Miyerkules, human kita gikuso-kuso sa Typhoon Odette sa milabay nga Huwebes sa gabi. Niatong tumura murag sa kadaghanan sa atong mga mayores kansang mga local government units na igo. Bug-at kaayo ang gipas-an nga suliran. Suliran sa katawhan nga nawad-an o mga balay, suliran sa mga infrastruktura nga nangaguba, o labaw sa tanan, timing pagyod, padong Pasko, o bagong tuig. Pagkasayo na lang unta kaayo, nga, muingaw na lang ta, di nam ko, undang na lang ko kay kapoy. Pero lagi, nagpapili man ta, itong milabay nga piliay, nihangyo man ta sa katawhan, nga pili ami, kay mo alagad ni. Di gyud ta mahimo nga motalikod sa atong tulumanon. Niadtong kampanya sa 2019, kinsay magtuo. Nga ingon niini kadagko nga mga hagit ang atong atubangon. Mga mayores, atong mga provincial board members, ang atong mga hepe sa kanilaing mga ahensya sa gobyerno, lakip na sa atong power sector o telecommunications. Kisay magtuo kung nasa tanan gihagita sa COVID-19, bagyo sad sa kinabuhi, nausab ang atong mga pamaagi, labihang gubaa sa atong ekonomiya. Apan sa dihang ato na unta gibangon, gibalik ang turismo, naningkamot nga ang katawhan makasugod na usab sa ilang panginabuhi o kinabuhi. Ending, iendingan yun ta atong Disyembre sa Typhoon Odette. O makalilisan kaayo ang kadautan nga nahiaguman sa atong mga dakbayan o kansuran, mga kabaranggayan. Salamat sa Ginoo kay subuanon ta nagkahiusa ang atong tunog. Ang mga mayores bisan pa katong labaw nga nangaigo. Pagtawag na kog meeting ni atubang ni abot gyud. Diun sa paglabang sa Malabuyok, ako na lang magutanan. Diun sa pagsakas bukid aron makaabot gyud diri sa dakbayan sa Alegria. Nasayod ko unsa inyong giagian kay naabot mo sa didto. Nagkakuyog ta dinhi, nakakita mo ABP. Ipahinumduman mo sa hilabihang kadaot na naiaguman natong tanan, daghan kaayo sa nagtanaw dili makahugom sa kaugalingon. Labi na kay kita mismo, kita nga tuad didto nakakita sa pag-antos sa atong mga kaigsuonan. Sa masagingon ko, salamat kay nagkahiusa ang tanan atong mga opisyales, ang nakadilaing ahensya sa gobyerno, ang mga vital sectors, power or energy, ni kuyog nato, kuyog na sa DPWH o ang uban nato, Department of Energy, tanan, nagkahiusa, nagtinabangay. 2 weeks later, niya nasabta, and I hope that I can safely say that things have become a little better. Naarang-arang na. Nalimpyo na ang atong mga major thoroughfares. Gani, ang coastal road sa Alegria, tungod sa non-stop na trabaho, 7 ka bakho ang nagtinabangay. Nag-cut and fill, naagian na, maagian na usab. Sa usa ka semana lamang nahuman ang 1 lane sa Saliring Bridge nga nagkonektar ngadto sa Malabuyok. Kung inyong makita, ang tanan nato, Naga to Toledo, Toledo to Aluginsan, Barili, Dumanhog, Putog, Sambuan, libot ang atong kadaghanan national roads cleared with the help of 8, now 15 teams nga ang mga ekipo gikan sa atong mga contractors nga dunay mga projects sa Cebu Provincial Government, ikuyugan sa atong Army Reserve Command, ang Army mismo sa Cebu Bohol Sekihor Task Force, kuyog sa atong mga kapulisan, na-cleared na gani kadaghanan ni ini assigned na sa inyong mga interior barangays. Power has been resumed in most of our local government units. In some areas, 96 to 97%, we will hear that report from our distribution utilities. Fuel is no longer a problem. Wa na tong tag-as kayo nga pila, o wa na tong kahadlok nga mahutdan ta, o gasolina o krudo. Nasubad na sad nato ang problema sa mga bangko. Karon panahon na samtang maminaw ta sa mga updates from those nga sayod ko do naghapon may concern like the full energization sa inyong mga lugar. Karon sa masagisugyot ni Mayor Samsam niadtong atong meeting 2 weeks ago, niya na akong giimbitar ug kuyog nato ang mga hepe sa ahensya de gobyerno nga buot kamong masayod kung unsa usab ang giplanuhan nga tabang gikan sa national government. Pasalamat ta kay kita gitabangan o tabangan. But let it be known na dili gyud ta mo blame sa national government and make it an excuse for not moving on our own. Dilihok na ta. Kamo sa tagsa-tagsa ninyo ka mga lungsod. Nahibaw ko end of year, hapit wa na budget, nangita mo kwarta. Para lang yun ma-address ninyo ang immediate needs of your constituents. Kita din sa probinsya sa Sugbo, salamat sa Ginoo. Doon naman tayo pundo. Naningkamot ta nga makapod-apod. Hugas, canned goods, tubig, generators, satellite phones, radyo, uguban pa. To date, 40,000 bags of rice has been distributed to your municipalities and cities with a standing rule of 5 kilos per person, corresponding to 10% of your population. We have distributed over 1,300,000 cans of sardines, 1,400,000 cans of beef loaf, hundreds of thousands of bottles of drinkable purified water, noodles, and ang uban pa, water pumps o kung unsa na nagyoy matabang. And so, tingali makaingon ta na usa ka manindot kaayo nga indicator in comparison kung magkumparar mata para nakay sense of perspective. Ang Typhoon Yolanda gikuso-kuso sad ang norte. Naigo ang Camotes, Bantayan, and the northern part of Cebu. Congresswoman ko nang tungura, niadto ko dito ni tabang gihapon. Labi na sa Bantayan, dalamig o galing bugas, generator, kauban ni Mayor Alan Adlawan sa Asturias. Along the way, ang imong makita, mga tao nag-hold up of signs, tabang, gutoming, we need water, we need rice. Tabangin mi. Ambot og naa ba ng sama usab nga nakita nato karon dito sa South. Wala nga numan kay nakit-an sa katawhan nga nilihok ang tanan. Matod pa ni Mayor Mercy, dili man magmo ang mga tao kay nakita sila na ay gobyerno. Nakakita sila na ningkamot sa da. Walay naingon gigutom eh. Ang ingon na lang tingaron nabasa na misuan. Ug mao na karon ang atong concern. We will discuss that later. As I told many of you mayors katong paglibot na sa nako sa usa ka Domingo, we are beyond the relief stage. We should now focus on the rebuilding. Unahon nato ang katawhan. Ugo niya isunod nato ang inyong mga public infrastructure. Mao nang ni ang GSIS. With the Visayas Head Attorney Mercy Enriquez discussing with your property officers. Aron mas spelled out ug unsay angay buhaton so that the claims may be properly filed ug aron sad makakuha tag commitment sa GSIS kanusa ma-release ang mga claims. So this is where we are today. And from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank each and every one of you, our mayors, our board members, and the participating sectors that Earlier this morning, I held our fourth coordination meeting. Ikaupat nga meeting sukad atong primerong Sabado ug sunod kada Miyerkules. Kanunay tang nag-update kung unsa na progress sa akong distribution utilities, unsa na progress sa akong telcos, progress sa akong fuel situation, sa mga bangko, sa DPWH, nga infrastructure rehab, kinitanan. I would like to thank all of you because you have shown that whatever challenge we may face, the indomitable spirit of the Cebuano will always prevail. Mubarog yun ta, makabarog yun ta kay Sugboanon ta. Ihunong ko gamay kay abi na ko mamakpak mo. Natawa lang gamay bakit murag na may muto nga duha. Salamat kaayo. Kay inyong gipagaan-gaan ang akong trabaho. Tuod pagkahuman Diyos Typhoon Odette ug nagtan-aw ko sa kaguba sa kadaghanan nga parte sa probinsya sa Sugbo. Daw bugat kaayo, daw tibuok kalibutan ang akong gipas-an. Apan tungod kay naamo, naningkamot sa mo in each of your own areas of responsibility, the burden has been lightened. Truly, the bayanihan spirit. O magtinabangay tanan, kaya nato bisan pa kung sa kabugat ang atong pas-anon. We will start by giving you an update from our distribution utilities because I believe mao ni ang pinaka-priority ninyo. We start with Beco and Consul Anton will kindly give us an update.
Good afternoon, honorable mayors, vice mayors, and members of the LGUs. I'd like to give you an update as where we are today. And just as a reminder, the franchise of ECHO starts from Iloan to the north to San Fernando to the south. So just to give you an update, we're tracking based on demand and based on customers. As of demand, prior to Odette coming, our maximum demand was close to 500 megawatts. As of today, it's 269.97, which that equates to closely 54%. So we're halfway there. With regards to customers, of our 474,182, we have currently energized 176,679, which equates to a total of 37.26%. Again, we are on our way. These are further broken down to the different cities and municipalities. Governor, with your permission, I would like to give the breakdown for the cities. So starting with Iloan, we have 40%, 40.17, followed by Consolacion, 16.55. Mayor Alegado, people were supposed to meet with you this morning, I understand they have. So we will work with you on prioritizing. Talisay, 36.79. Mayor Sam, I was confirmed that tomorrow our representative will go visit you. Minglanilla, Mayor Peña, 38.5. Naga, Mayor Christine, 29.69. And then last but not the least, San Fernando, 36.15. I have here a file that I can share with the mayors under our franchise on how our gangs and crews are broken down, but we now have a point person for each LGU with the help of the local officials that we can prioritize when and where we need to energize. Since the very beginning, our priority has always been the hospitals and the MCWD pumping stations. Hospitals were already at 100%. The MCWD pumping stations were very close. We're at between 70 to 80% for all. And then we start hitting the villages, the urban homes, etc. Thank you.
May we proceed to this time, unahon na tong Sebeco 1 kay daghan kaayo. This covers 18 or 17 LGUs.
18. Good afternoon, mayong hapon sa tanan, sa akong mga pinananggat ng mga mayor, mayores, and all other officials. Kalimugog, good afternoon, board members, and the rest. Para sa Sebecuan, we cover from Carcar City and the rest of the 17 municipalities in the south up to Santander and to sa Barili. So far, natong restoration and repair works mao ni siya. In totality, ang ato ang household na nabalik na gyud, connected na 24%, equivalent of 36,800 more or less, out of 153,565 consumers sa tibok area coverage nato. And to note, as of yesterday, atong total ang atong damages in terms sa number of poles, 5,700 na kapuok. And we are now rehabilitating the highways pa. Then tanan natong lungsod, mga poblasyones nanay suga, nanay power. So we are now restoring sa mga balay-balay na. Then after which, kung mahuman na nato ang itawag og backbone lines, kanang naa sa highway gyud, kanang gitawag og tri-phase line, then we will go to the interior na. Hopefully mahuman na to in the next week ang backbone na to, then we can proceed na sa mga gitawag na to lateral lines. Lateral lines means dito na sa mga barangays. And mao lagi na 5,700 kaposte ang damage ni idala or hapa ni Odette. So muna ang ato ang sitwasyon karon. So in terms of sa per municipality, ako lang ni i-detail by barangays lang. Okay, actually, ang ato ang coverage is composed of 366 barangays sa 18 ka LGUs. Sa Carcar City, nanay power ang 11 ka barangays. So equivalent of 73%. Sa Sibonga, ang unong pa lang out of 25, that is 24%. Sa Argao, tulo pa lang, napagyod sa lungsod dapit, out of 45, that is 7%. Sa Dalaget, out of 33 barangays, tulo pa lang ang ato ang na-energize, including poblasyon. Ang bukiran nga bahin, ang naatay trevis nga linya diha padung sa Mantalongon, karong pag-Bernes na to masugdan. Then Alcoy, duha pa lang out of 8. So that is 13%. Then Buluon, out of 11, duha pa lang sa kabarangays including poblasyon. And the mountain barangays, nagsugod na karon o rehab dito sa Kwan Mayor, sa Luer Miseril. Okay. Padong pataas na siya, tuwa naman natong mga barangays except sa along the highway. And tomorrow, mahuman ang atong backbone line nga na ay mga barangays along the highway, then masaka na nato ang energization level sa household. Uslog, out of 21, 15 na ka barangays akong napabalik, that is 71%. Santander, out of 10, 9 na ka barangays. So hopefully karong adlaw o tomorrow, makumpleto na ni tanan. Then sa Sampuan, out of 15 barangays, 8 na atong napabalik ang suga or ang power dito, 53%. Pinatilan, out of 14, 5 pa lang, 36%. Kaya ang bukid ani mo daghan nga barangays na to. Then Balabuyok, 6 out of 14, that is 42%. Bukid Sad ang ato ang mga barangays. Then Alegria, 3 out of 9, 33%. Then Badyan, 3 out of 29, 10%. Malboal, 6 out of 15, 40%. Then katong para panagsama ang sa Pindra, they are working now ang ato ang workforce dito. Hopefully by the next 2 days, mahuman na ang sa Pindra, which makuha na siya ang daghan dito nga area na to, mga consumers sa mga resorts dito o residential consumers. Alcantara, 3 out of 9, 33%. Ronda, 4 out of 14, 29%. Dumanhog, 11 out of 37, that is 30%. And Barili, 12 out of 42 barangays, that is 29%. So all in all, ang 366, that is 30% ng equivalent sa atong barangays na na-restore ang power. So mao na siya ato ang status karon, and hopefully we can complete the rehabilitation and restoration of power by mid of February or between February 15 then February 20 muna itong target. Hopefully sad mahuman ang Sugbo 2 and 3 will have their support for us, so mas speed up ang ato ang restoration. And at present we have a workforce of 65 linemen and drivers from other electric co-ops, that is from Region 3, from Luzon, and from Eastern Samar, and also from our own, from Bantayan Island, Manilco. That composed the 65 workforce for now nga i-augment sa ato sa Sugbo. Thank you.
Sugbo 2, please.
Good afternoon, Gov. Good afternoon sa atong mga pinalang mayors sa probinsya sa Sugbo, atong mga provincial board members, mga atong mga agencies sa atong gobyerno din sa Cebu. Ang Sugbo to nag-service sa northern part sa Cebu, gikan sa Compostela going to Bugo City, then down to Tuburan, 11 towns and 2 cities. Fortunately, sa Baguio Odette, ang Sugbo to ay mayroong may dili kayo grabe ang among damage. Ang badly damage namo nga LGUs mao ang Compostela, Danao, Carmen, o part sa Katmon, part sa Sugod, then part sa Tuburan o Tabuelan. As of yesterday, we have already restored 97% of our household. This comes to 163,000 in all sa among coverage area. Ang wala na lang namo ma-cover sa pag-repair kanang sa pipila ka mga barangay sa bukiran sa Compostela ug Danao, kay since last Sunday grabe ang uwan dito sa Dinandapita, so hamper ang among rehabilitation sa bukiran sa Danao o Compostela. So doon namin mo na yung ang concentration karon dito. So hopefully ang target namo is by Friday or Saturday totally energized na namo ang tanang household namo sa among coverage area. Then last Sunday we already sent 3 teams nga mo assist dito sa Sugbo 3. Karon to dito nag-assist sa Pinamungahan o Aluginsan area. Then hopefully kung human kami karon Friday, we can also send another group to Sugbo 1 para makadugang sa maka-reinforce sa pag-rehabilitate sa nga naguba nga linya dito sa Sugbo 1. That's all, Gov. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's listen to Sugbo 3.
Mayong hapon sa tanan, sa atong mga guwapa nga mga mayors, na binagyod sa mga lungsod diin na sakop sa Sugbo 3. May pagod-pagod. Sa mga lungsod sa Aluginsan, Mayor Egg, Pinamungahan, Mayor Glenn, Toledo City, Mayor Joy, Balamban, Mayor Alex, and the last but not the least, ang pinakagwapo na kong boss, no, Mayor Anto. Ang tanan, no, happily atong ibalita nga ang tanang mga ang upat ka municipalities ug ang usa ka syudad sa Toledo na energize na ning tanan, no, na energize na ning. So all feeders sa tanan natong substations energized from Asturias going to Pinamungahan. Mao ni ang details sa ato ang power restoration for Toledo City. 15 out of 38 barangays ang na-energize. As of yesterday, 3 p.m., mao man ay ato ang reporting time. So that translates to 38.33 in terms of household energization. Target nato for Toledo City na ma-fully restored ang tanan, Toledo and Das, kay lahit man duha, is January 31, 2022. For Pinamungahan, 6 barangays out of 26 or 27.42% household energization. Target for full restoration is January 28, 2022. For Alginsan, as of yesterday, 3 out of 15 barangays or 40.97% household energization. Target is January 26, 2022. And for Balamban, we have 17 barangays out of 28, mostly mga mountain barangays na lang ang kulang, pero sigbit lang sila. So in the next few days, amo na siyang makumpleto. So as of yesterday, 73.67% household energized. Okay. Target full restoration is January 24, 2022. And for Asturias, 17 barangays out of 27 or 78.76%. Target full restoration is January 20, 2022. For Cebu City barangays under VECO but served by Sugbo, ongoing ang atuang rehabilitation sa linya. Hopefully, gaas to or Trans-Central Highway up to boundary going to sa Sudlon will be energized today. So mahayag na nato ang sa gas. So mauni ang consolidated percentage. 58 out of 145 barangays energized or 40% ang energized nato. Ongoing ang ato ang rehabilitation karon in few or some few line sections sa ato ang backbone aron masumpay nato. Good thing ang matag lusod nato dunay substation mao nang makahatag ta bisan asa nga source. Also ongoing po ang ato ang lateral lines rehabilitation sa mga kabaranggayan, mga suok-suok. And also ongoing po ang ato ang house inspection para ma-determine nato if ready ba ang mga balay to receive power or not. So kinahanglan nila mo nga inspect to ensure safety inig-on nato or inig-close nato sa mga distribution transformers para walay simbatuhay makurentihan. As of yesterday, 50,640 member consumers, 50,640 out of 106,000 ang na-energize. Manpower na to, 162 linemen, 122 niya na are organic sa Beco 3 linemen, while the rest are from the task forces. Task force sa Beco 2, we have 27. We also have task force from Region 3, Nieco, Nueva Ecija, Aurora Electric Cooperative, and Presco or Pampanga Rural Electric Cooperative. So nanabang sila. Dali yun ka na itong mapabalik ang serbisyo sa sugang Tagutabnon, kung dili lang ta ang mga silingang co-ops na to sa Region 7 na igo. Unfortunately sila po na igo. No? Bohol for example, halos down ang system. In Negros, no? Loreco 2, down po. Mauna nga, kami-kami lang yun ang tinabangay karon. Then, alang sa ako lang, dugang information lang sa atong mga mayors. Sabi ko 1, 2, and 3, and VECO, wala mi mangulikta. Bisag sa kadako sa ato ang power restoration labi na sa household level. Unlike sa atong mga madungog na dunay mga linemen nga mangayo og pila ka libo aron sila may ma-prioritize sa ato ang legislation, dili na tinuod. In fact, sa BEC 1, 2, and 3 are spending for the service wires, meters, even transformers aron mapadali ang ato ang power restoration. Ikaduha, dalang hangyo sa ato mga mayors, asa ka kadapita makatabang, mapadali ang ato ang power restoration kung tabangan ninyo paghangyo sa mga barangay captains, labi na gyud sa mga mountain barangays nga unta makliringan na or matabangan ni og hipos sa mga kahoy nga nitumba sa atong linya. Kaya mahitabo gud kung si Sugbo pa, although okay na sa amo kami ang maglimpyo, pero ang mahitabo madugay ang ato ang pag-restore kung inabot na po sa mga barangay, kami pa ang mamutol, kami pa ang mag-clear sa linya. Dunay ubang mga barangays na pag-abot na mo, limpyo na. So of course, priority yun sila namo kay nakita man namo ang ilahang pakikunong, nakita namo nga willing sila muhimog bayanihan. So hinaot po ta nga basig inyong mapahinduman ang ato ang mga barangay captains nga pasin pa una sila yung mga tao nga mutabang o limpyo sa mga kahoy nga ni datog sa ato ang mga linya aron dili usik ang oras. Imbis manuha ka adlaw, mahimo na lang sa kaadlaw kay makadaginot man ta sa panahon. So that's all, Mayors. Thank you and good afternoon. That's all, go.
Thank you. We finish with the DUs. Do na tayo question na ipangutana gikan sa atong mayors. Wala. Let's listen to our telcos. And we start with Smart, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, Gov, honorable mayors. My name is Kent de la Calzada, representing PLDT and Smart. General scenario, no, sa Tibok, Cebu, we were able to restore most of the towns right after Odette. And as of today, there are a few towns na walay signal na lang, zero signal. And these are caused by loss of fuel in that particular genset or naigo siya sa clearing. So right after that, while up siya, because nahutdan ng gasolina ang genset nato, or naigo siya sa clearing sa FOC, mao na lang siya down. No? So we only have the town of Alegria, Batyan, and Ronda ang amo ang medyo na-challenge na areas. Just to share, no,
And Cordova.
and Cordova, down yun siya from the very beginning, Mayor, no, and we've shared our plans on how to restore your city. It will take us about January 15 to partially restore. We have a bit of a problem diha sa Cordova area, but the rest, we'd like to share na ang challenge lang, no, is these cell sites are unmanned and not all towers have gensets. So we have to deliver fuels, ang logistical problem, every 3 to 4 days, mag-fill up yung tank. So there are really possibilities wherein makapsan ang mga gensets, mo down siya, but when we fill it up, ma-up naman siya. So a little bit of patience lang for all our consuming public. Just to give you a general overview, 2G is 79% up, 3G is 71% up, and 4G is 63% up. There's a slight improvement from the last update that we gave to Gov last week. No? There are some LGUs here na customers put sa PLDT, like the likes of Mindanilla. One of the priorities of restoration is really LGU because those are the delivery of basic services. So Mindanilla, Naga, Talisay, Parili, we've restored that. Cebu nga na lang ang wapa na mo na-restore because down ang among OLT dito. And in the north, city of Danao, we have still ongoing restorations. For the banks, just to give you an update, we have already restored 45% of the branches that have reported down, 40% on the ATMs. That's why we don't see any queue already lining up withdrawing money from the banks because we've restored it partially and ongoing atong restoration. And maybe last message lang namo is that as power gets, as houses gets energized, no, the next question is really, when is my internet up? So, dili siya automatic, Honorable Mayors and Governor, because we have to trace from our OLTs, optical line terminal, to the local convergence point, to the network access point, all the way to your modem. So it is possible sa inyong balay, kung up ang inyong modem, kunya na ay blinking na red sa inyong modem, it means putol ang linya from the modem all the way to the OLT. But ang among prioritization is really powering up our equipments so that we can power also the automatic na siya, ma-up gali among OLT, undisturbed lang ang line, ma-up na yung internet. Case in point, like sa Naga, when we were able to up some of our OLTs na mo nakakolocate sa cell sites. So kung ma-up gali ang OLTs na mo in the cell sites, it powered up already all the other, basta uninterrupted lang ang linya. So we ask a little bit of your patience. We are doing everything we can to restore our connection because we believe, we fully understand that communication is vital in the delivery of service and to communicate also to our loved ones. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Smart. Let's listen to Globe.
Good afternoon, mayors, vice mayors, all officials. My name is Patrick Gloria and I'm the External Affairs for Globe. Just an update from the last time that we met. As of last night, we are already at 50% for wireless. Kidwa mo na ako, wireless and then Wi-Fi, to your understanding as well. 50% at from 40, the last time we updated it, and from 20% on wired services to 29%. Allow me to just break it down to you per area so that you know which areas are challenged and which areas are okay already as of this time. Camotes for wireless, we are at 84%. Cebu City at 59%. Cebu North, that is starting from Consolacion upwards at 87%. Cebu South from Talisay downwards, from Naga downwards, Amilalia downwards, is at 26%. Cebu Southwest at 70%, and Mactan Island at 26%. And lastly, Mandawi at 53%. So technically, what I just said is basically South major challenge because there's a whole bunch of lines to the point of my friend here from Smart. There's a lot of cuts that we are rectifying. So just to let you know the things that we're doing right now. We didn't stop. We didn't have a vacation. Just as well as you work through all the holidays and we can get that fixed. Now, what is the effect for all of you and for all your constituents? What you will see, and the expectation is call and text. Okay, basic call and text. So don't expect to do like videos and all of that unless it's restored. When we say restored, you get call and text and a little bit of app messaging text. For those that have already been fully restored, you will get the full service of data. Another expectation also is that for those of you that have wired, basta may kurente na, I would like to thank Beco and all the Beco GMs. We're following their lead in terms of wired services. Kaning wired morning Wi-Fi sa inyo balay or sa inyo offices, once mag-up ang atong kuryente, the next na po na is internet, which is Wi-Fi. And then kung di siya mo under, we will have to rewire. Now, the key here is this, and this one we've already experienced. Nag-up na pero nag-down balik, it's because of the clearing exercises and activities sa ibang lugar. Okay, madalang sila clear, rewire na sa balik. Okay. So just to let you know also the things that are still ongoing, and so that you can inform your constituents as well, is that we still have free Wi-Fi access in different establishments like the malls, some of the city halls as well. We have free that in the airports. That's open access, meaning you don't have to pay for it until January 31, subject to extension. For more of those detailed areas where you can get that, you can visit our Globe icon page in FB. So it's Globe icon page, just like the page, and you will see all of those. Second also that we are working on is what we call hold credit action, meaning we will not, as much as possible, collect payment or at least temporarily disconnect clients, because we do understand the fact that it's very difficult for Cebuanos to pay at this point. That's also until January 31, but we are going to subject that to extension, of course, depending on the situation. We are also working on getting rebates for services not used for postpaid accounts. Now, for those that you are postpaid, for those of you that are working on Wi-Fi, we are getting rebates done as we speak, and we will post that also in our Globe icon page. For prepaid subscribers as well, which most of our constituents are, we will also give freebies also in the next coming days, and we will let you know about it. For detailed services of wireless and wired, we can do a separate thing per barangay for your areas if you'd like. Okay, just approach me here so that we can get to you so that you know the situation in your area. But rest assured, we are still fixing everything, ongoing, never stopping. If you need any help, please do call us. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Do you have questions? I'd like to make an announcement. Today, I signed Executive Order number 1. This is the first executive order for this year, 2022. And this addresses the problems of our distribution utilities. Unsa man ang problema. Ila na unta pabaragon ang poste, natumba, mabagan sa tagbay, causing further delay. This is the problem of the three Sebecos, I think also with VECO, and MECO dito sa Mactan. So I have signed EO number 1, which prohibits private individuals or corporations from obstructing or preventing telecommunication companies, electric cooperatives, or their personnel from rehabilitating, repairing, and reconnecting their lines, poles, wires, facilities, and equipment in Cebu. Rationale for this is, well, we all know that Super Typhoon Odette severely damaged houses, buildings, and other infrastructure. And due to the severity of the destruction, I signed Executive Order number 48 on the Friday right after Thursday night. So that was dated December 17, declaring a state of calamity in the entire province of Cebu. And this was subsequently adopted by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Cebu, which passed resolution number 2838-2021, adopting such executive order declaring the whole province of Cebu under a state of calamity. Now, it is of note, and this is something that must be emphasized by our mayors, that aside from the emergency powers that are given to the governor under the local government code, under section 465, section 19 of Republic Act 10121, otherwise known as the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010, prohibits any person from preventing the entry and distribution of relief goods in disaster-stricken areas, including appropriate technology, tools, equipment, accessories, disaster teams, or experts. Section 20 of the same Republic Act prescribes a fine of 50,000 pesos or any amount not to exceed 500,000 pesos, or by imprisonment of not less than 6 years and 1 day, or more than 12 years, or both, for any person found to have violated the same law. And we have more than enough room in the CPDRC because it is no longer congested. I will prepare that for those that are obstructing, impeding the progress of our distribution utilities in restoring, in re-energizing, and bringing back much needed power to our households. Dili mahimo nga ang interes sa usa maoy mo patigbabaw sa interes sa kadaghanan nga nag-antos, nga naghulat nga mahibalik ang kuryente. So kindly warn your constituents that I intend to fully implement this through the PNP. I have instructed the PNP henceforth to escort our linemen, especially in areas that are hostile. This was a concern of MECO. Nadugay ang pagpahibalik sa ilang mga poste kay dunay mga 18 ka mga panimalay nga dili gusto na pabarugon o balik. Mauto nga nagdala na ko sila kopya ani pero matod pa nila pagbalik kuno nila ilang gisultian lang nga niingon na ra bang gobernador nangita na sa inyong mga pangan karon ang 18 upat na lang. Okay na kuno kung 14. So kining upat ilang pakitaon ani. And I hope that this will solve your problems. Ha? Kay inyo ning gi-take up the previous meeting nato. Okay, before we proceed sa atong mga agencies, let us look at a brief summary of what we have done so far since the last meeting that we had, December 23rd. So, ADP, please.
For the last 20 days, the Cebu Provincial Government, under the leadership of Governor Gwen Garcia, has been on the move, literally, to inspect the damage and rehabilitation efforts in the 36 local government units that were badly hit by Super Typhoon Odette, which struck Cebu on the night of December 16, 2021. Although debris lines many of the main roads, these are passable. The provincial government has been assisting affected LGUs with road clearing with the help of personnel from the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police, and private contractors who volunteered so much needed assistance can reach survivors. It has distributed chainsaws to fast-track the operation. It has also provided generator sets to restore disrupted water supply. Workers at the Capitol warehouse inside the Department of Agriculture compound continue to load relief goods consisting of cans of sardines, beef loaf, instant noodles, bottled water, and NFA rice at awaiting trucks for immediate distribution.
Man pun pasagdi, padadaan man dahil ni. In fact, si Governor, nangari yun si Governor pagka a few days after. Pasalamaton kay Minigov na quick kayang action.
On December 26, Governor Garcia again visited LGUs in the south to assess the situation. Her first stop was Talisay City, before moving on to Minglanilla, City of Naga, Toledo City, Pinamungahan, Aluginsan, Barili, Dumanhog, Ronda, Alcantara, Mualbual, and Badyan. When she arrived in Alegria, She was informed that the neighboring town of Malabuyok was no longer cut off from Hinatilan, even though the Saliring Bridge was damaged by the super typhoon and had been rendered impassable. A detour by the side of the bridge enabled motorists to cross. During this leg of the trip, Garcia met with the mayors and local officials who gave her an update on rehabilitation efforts. The provincial government also provided the LGUs with a satellite phone and an ultra-high frequency or UHF radio so they can be contacted even though telecommunications are down. Like the week before, the governor continued to Hinatilan, Sambuan, Santander, Oslob, Bulhoon, Alcoy, Dalaget, Carcar City, and San Fernando. At each stop, Garcia told local chief executives that the provincial government would allocate another 5 million pesos to each affected LGU for the purchase of construction materials for affected households. The aid would be on top of the cash assistance that the provincial government already extended, which the LGUs could realign to fund the rebuilding of damaged or destroyed homes. Recipients will not receive cash to make sure that they use the assistance to purchase basic necessities, including groceries and kitchenware, among others. Instead, they will be given coupons that they can redeem at the provincial government's partner hardware merchants and supermarkets. Garcia emphasized the need for rebuilding as part of the capital's province-wide recovery roadmap.
That is why we need to be able to provide at least on a standard basis katong mga totally destroyed o ang mga partially destroyed. Prioritization sa tanong. So by next week, we should now be focusing on rebuilding people's homes.
During her press conference on Monday, January 3, the governor announced that the provincial government will provide 5,000 pesos cash incentive to linemen of Sebeco 1, 2, 3, and the Visayan Electric, as well as the police personnel to acknowledge their sacrifice to quicken the electrification of affected areas and the clearing of major roads, respectively.
This is our appreciation for our distribution utility workers that work day and night, even during the holidays, and for ensuring that we will be able to have power again, especially sa atong mga vital facilities.
Garcia also announced that motorists could once again use the 2.5-kilometer section of the Santander-Barili-Toledo Road in Alegria and the Saliring Bridge in Malabuyok. Meanwhile, she said all returning overseas workers or ROFs and arriving overseas Filipino workers or OFWs could enter Cebu Province starting 12:01 a.m. on Tuesday, January 4. Executive Order Number 49, which the governor issued to limit inbound overseas arrivals to Cebu residents, expired on Monday, January 3. Starting on Tuesday, passengers will undergo a 5-day quarantine as prescribed by applicable IATF MEID resolutions. They will be swabbed upon arrival and swabbed again on the 5th day. Garcia said hotel occupancy has improved and more hotels can accommodate arriving passengers after parts of Metro Cebu have been energized. Garcia also announced that starting on Tuesday, the Mactan-Cebu International Airport will raise the arrival cap for ROFs and OFWs from 250 to 400. The road to recovery is long, but the lines outside gasoline stations and banks have shortened. Fuel prices have stabilized after the provincial government and major oil players agreed to set a price ceiling. Despite the devastation, there has been no looting. There has been no disorder. Many people may not have power, internet connection, or a phone signal, but they have food to eat and water to drink. To quote a common saying that originated from a Chinese proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Cebuanos can count themselves lucky that the provincial government, with Governor Garcia at the helm, has already covered 100 in such a short time. With Garcia having announced that the provincial government will release as much as 2 billion pesos to help them get back on their feet.
So daghan kayong salamat Governor Gwen ug sa probinsya sa Sugbo sa dako ninyong tabang sa lungsod sa Konsolasyon ug sa kinatibuk-an nga probinsya, no? Labi na ang mga lungsod nga naapektuhan sa bagyong Odette. Kami puno sa pasalamat.
As of January 4, 2022, the capital was able to deliver 38,142 sacks of rice, 1.3 million cans of sardines, and more than 1.2 million cans of beef loaf, 287,994 bottles of water, and 12 water tanks to the 36 LGUs affected by the typhoon.
So, okay, that's what you've been doing so far. Nakalimtan na. Singita isiti ka generators atong na apod-apod sa mga kalungsuran sa Dakbayan. Now, we have here the different agencies that have something to say. And I'm sure, doon na sa muy daghang pangutanan. So, unahon na to. Hibaw ko, kinsa di gusto ninyo unahon pangutanan. Pero, we will just lay the premise sa atong unahon pasulti ang atong ASEC sa Department of Agriculture. So, ASEC, Diputado.
Salamat kayo, Gov. Mayong hapon na itong tanan. Kahapon di kami meeting ni Governor Gwen. Niya sa ngayong simana di sa meeting nga di patawag si Governor pati gihapon niya sa ato immediate response sa epekto sa bagyo Odette. So, ang Department of Agriculture, sanglit pagkaon man ng atong mandato, nagtapok ni na ay atong 1DA family. So, karon ang atong table sa tubangan ay akong mga kauban diri, kauban po nato ang atong Regional Executive Director na si Director Joel Elumba. Doon namin mga immediate assistance nga ipanghatag sa ato mga affected LGUs. Nya pipila ko ni ka mga milyon magsinabtanay lata nga kami sa amo mga kauban apektado ko tantanan ini nga atong bagyo. Mauna nga dili normal ang atong processing sa mga documents but nangita gyud mig paagi nga mapakita sa namo on the part of the Department of Agriculture nga doon na po may quick response, no? So karong taon-taon ang atong Regional Executive Director si Director Joel Elumba dunay presentation. Ang atong Director sa BFAR doon na say presentation unsay damage sa atong fishery sector unya unsa po'y response. Unya doon na po ko'y gihangyo ni Gov nga musuwat na sa tanganon sa kangato ni Secretary Dar pagpatugang sa tabang para sa atong fishery sector. In fact, siguro pirmahan ni karon ni Gov. Unya kini nga itong mga nakita karon diya sa likod, mga seedlings o uban pa partial para ito nga mahatag karon pero doon na pa'y umaabot pa ni nga moabot, no? We are doing our best nga makadali din ni paghatag ninyo ang tabang ikan sa DA. Nya doon na po'y musulti sa atong PCA director na si Director Brendan Casmonte, parte po ni sa kalubihan. Nya naapoy hatag ang atong NFA hasta ang atong PCIC na ako'y panghatag na kwarta karon. Karong Lunes, doon na sa tay panghatag na pipilabot ka milyon, sugod sa Toledo o sa Pinamungahan. Mga farmers, makadawat, unya doon na namin invitation ni Mugop o sa mga mayors nga concern. So, naapay mapuno ani pero mo pa ni akong mahatag karon. So, salamat o maayong hapon kanatong tanan.
Salamat kayo. Pwede ka nang diretso na lang ta. Ay na lang istoryahin sa nadaot. Kay kibaw ni sila tanan sa nadaot. I think what they would wish to hear is unsa may readily available na mahatag dayon, no? So can we just be brief? Sugod tag be far kay wa na nabiling pampot in town sa tanan. Okay, RD. Joel.
May hapon sa tanan sa ato ang gobernadora sa Sugbo, mga mayores ug atong mga kauban sa national government agencies, mga kauban po nato sa ato ang mga service providers. Tatanan nga din may hapon, no? So ang Department of Agriculture sa Region 7 naningkamot yun naninguha makakuhatag punta mga immediate nato ng mga intervention kanto sa ato ang mga agri and fishery farmers o fisher folks nato sa ato ang lalawigan. Unya naka-come up ni og nakagather ta og mga pipila ka milyon. Usa na ni ang immediate dayon nga naa na magay sample diri sa atubangan nato. Doon natay 400 bags nga corn seeds, no? Na anytime ma-pull out, isugdan naman ganin ni Dr. Roldan og pull out kaniha. Nasa tayo 10,000 seedlings sa ato ang guyaban o uban pa ng mga jackfruits. Nasa tayo 1,000 plantlets sa banana na ready na yun sa kwaon nato, no? Niya nasa tayo mga assorted vegetable seeds. Ang vegetable seeds mo atong yung ipangusgan karon labi na yun sa katong early maturing na mga seeds like pichay and kangkong. Ano man, in 25 o 30 days, makatanom lang ang ato ang mga igsoon, maka-harvest na gid sila, no? Ang atong pichay is done 20 days na tangkong 30 days harvest na gid sila. Kanya doon na may programa daan ang ato ang gobernadora sa ato ang Sugbo, which is ang vegetable production, maka-integrate na sila dayon ini, makakuha dayon sila o maka-harvest dayon, no? Nasa tayo kanang gitawag atong mga veterinary biologics sa atong mga animals. Kunya aron sa may pawang tanan, dili man ni siya para gyud sa katong audit na damage katong rice farmers assistance nato nga tag 5,000 sa mga rice farmers nga less than 2 hectares na paubos, no, na ang iyahang gitikan. Murul out sa mi karong Monday, January 10 sa Toledo, no? So, equivalent sa siya og 10 million. So, a total of 11,900,000 ang among immediate na kining paghatag o pang-ayuda sa atong mga mamumuna. Gawas pa gyud sa amo ang gitawag nga quick response fund na atong request dito sa Central Office amounting to 300 million. No? Kining quick response fund available man ni sa Office of the Secretary once na dunay calamity ingon ani. So doon ang ilang ingon ang pila ka bilyon nga quick response funds sa Office of the Secretary mahinom sa unom ka region, apil ang atong Region 7. So dako-dako gyud ta siguro upahat ni ini kung ma-release. So ingon lang usa nga Gov ang among hatag nga or hatag nga impormasyon sa ato ang mga.
Salamat kayo, RD. Do you have anything more to add? Atong DFAR? Kita?
Yes, mayong hapon ganito tanan, labi sa mga gobernador, Gov.Gwen, mga mayores, board members, mga officialis, gobyerno, service providers, ganito tanan, mayong hapon. Ang Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources na goal yung kayo dako kay ang pinamira yun, sentro yun sa itabo, ini yung daplits ka baybayunan, pato karagatan. Gani, ang report of damage sa probinsya Sugbo dako kayo. Pero subo kayo na mga sulti ninyo nga ang amo ang kahatag as kanang immediate response sa naapito sa bagyo sa atong mga mananagat is only 300 units of fiberglass boats. Paura yun yung mahatag na mo pagkakaroon kay may immediate response. So, ano na tayo kini, iabot na ang mga materialis sa kini fiberglass boats. Niya mahuman ni ang usa ka fiberglass boat mahuman ni sa upat ngadto sa 5 adlaw pagtrabaho. Unya gikuwat ni namo sa bangka ko gawa ko. Meaning ang beneficiary sa di patabangon na itong trabaho, ako ang iyo ng LGU, kinsay beneficiaro, mga beneficiaro ang yung priority beneficiary, patabangon na itong trabaho, kaya ang bipar na yung trabaho, dugay gini mahuman, mabutay duha ka buwan. Kung naay matabang na ito din sa ato ang mga katauhan sa local government unit, ito priority beneficiary na ito ang project because we will coordinate with the local government, the provincial government through the Provincial Agriculture Office nga pag identify kung kinsay priority beneficiary. So kanilang una kini atong 300 unit cost nga fiberglass boat mao yung immediate response nga mahatag nato tayo karong buwan na. But however, we have also proposed 92 million pesos for the rehabilitation fund sa probinsya sa Sugbo nga among gi-propose. Unya atong gagawin semana day na mo sulti ko gamay nga dili tanan nga lungsod na tagaan nato kanang isda nga frozen fish nang distribute sa mga lungsod o nagtag sa kilos no ano na tayo 2 tons na nahatag na to last week as immediate response.
Pilay cost aning fiberglass boat?
Wala, go, 50,000 more or less, 50,000. Oh, data, ang fiberglass boat, doon na siya makina.
Pero pwede na po upuan because this is allowed, no? Under Marina, exception ang pwede i-kahoy na to, plywood, or
our tourist pump boats, sir. Pero ihatag na mong ganyan na ito.
Yes. Wala, design nila na ito nga fiberglass boat.
Ihatag mo. Mas thinking mag-mamalit ta kay kung huwat 300 ang saon rin ako kapod-apod in taon nga pila may kalibo nga nawad-an o pump boat. Nay, ang saon mag-peak na mo ani.
Wala lagi, tungkol sa paano po na yung budget yun na.
Kaya 92 million ra imong sugyot, pila ra man ka, hibo, pila may report, hibo ka, pila ka pambot na ba? Hibo, Sibulan.
6,000 plus.
You agree, Mayors? 6,000 ra?
Report sa province, ma'am. 6,100.
Sa Baguio ba?
Sa Baguio, ma'am. 6,184 units go. Yeah, ang totally damage is 4,386 units. Ang partially damaged is 1,798. This is the report of the Provincial Agriculture Service.
Okay. PCIC? PCI mo report. NFA, yes. Ano sa mo abot inyong bukas?
Mabuhay! Pasensya na po kayo, Tagalog ako. Isang mainit na pagbati mula sa tanggapan ng National Food Authority Region 7. Before anything else, let me express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to our dear Governor for providing us a genset to ensure the continuous withdrawal of rice from the NFA warehouse in Sugbo City. Ma'am, thank you so very much. So as mentioned earlier, we distributed 40,534 bags to the provincial government of Cebu. NFA distributed 118,000 bags after the onslaught of Typhoon Odette, of which 78,000 went to the province of Cebu, with 40,534 going to the provincial government of Cebu. We would just like to assure everyone that NFA is here to serve you under RA 11203, and we have requested the transfer of 40,000 bags to augment the existing inventory of NFA. So as of today, we have still stocks in our warehouses to be augmented by the stocks coming from Region 12. So ma'am,
We have a pending 25,000 order. Can that be served already?
ma'am, on staggered basis.
So you don't have enough stock.
We are waiting for the arrival of the new stocks from Region 12.
When can we possibly have the complete 25,000 bags?
Until next week, but this time you can start withdrawing for the 25,000.
Identified where we can withdraw?
Ma'am, we have stocks in Badyan. Kasi ma'am, ganito, no? Itong Cebu covers the whole province. So we have stocks here in Cebu City, in Bogo, Tudela, Badyan, Bantana.
Yeah, we would prefer because our warehouse is here in Cebu City. So can we, how many thousand bags can we already withdraw for the 25,000 PR that we have issued?
You can withdraw at least 5. Here in Cebu, ma'am, pwedeng 5,000 muna. We are waiting for the arrival of the next stocks.
When will that arrive?
Actually, just a few minutes ago, the central office approved the transfer of stock, so they are going to start loading maybe tomorrow from Region 12.
So when will that arrive?
In 5 days time.
So that will be next week.
Next week.
Next week pa?
Yes, ma'am. And we assure you
So
that
you
this
don't have
is
enough
good
stock?
quality stocks.
Oh yes, that I have to say. Di ba maayong ang klase, no? Maayong klase ang bukas. I mean, you know, at least pleasantly surprised that we really had good quality. But you don't have enough stock. You cannot even serve our PR yet. I hope you can expedite that because
Yes,
we'd
we
like
can
to do
expedite it
a second
as soon
round
as possible.
sa mga LGUs. You still need rice?
Yes.
You still need rice? You still need rice?
Okay, so ma'am, we are also requesting stocks from Region 10 and Region 9 to augment. Not only Region 12, we are really requesting all the regions to help us. So even Region 4 will be sending stocks. Even Region 3 will be sending stocks to us. Because ma'am, actually the volume we requested is 110,000. But the immediate transfer would be 40,000 bucks.
Okay, please. No?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes. PCIC, I think you have some good news. PCIC, please, kuan lang, dili alam, ikakata.
Okay. May hapon sa tanan. May hapon, Governor Gwen. As promised, Gov, last December 31 at ang meeting, okay, I have 1,763 checks, individual checks for the farmers or apil pod ani atong mga mananagat worth 15,709,032 pesos. Para ni sa 44 ka local government units na atay listahan ani ang not only nga akong gidala Gov ang checky, ako pong gidala ang akong whole staff sa Marketing and Sales Division together with the head para to assist or coordinate sa atong local government unit mayors, local chief executives para sa unsaon pag-distribute ani atong indemnity checks. So kani magamit ni para sa atong mga mag-uuma mananagat kay tibuok province sa Cebu ang naigor sa typhoon o death. So kani magamit ni nila sa pamuhunan, pagbalik, pag-invest or pag-farm sa ilahang mga maisan, sa ilahang humayan, kay natin part po nga igusad sa humay, natin mga bayran, ang atong mga mananagat sa ilang fishing boats, as well as food katong mga hayupan nga nangamatay. So, amo ni ihatag kaning 44 ka local government units bisu di siya envelope. Ako ning tagsa ungo pag-announce.
Ako ning gihangyo atong last meeting namo. Nga instead of mo adto pa sila mag-apod-apod. Mag-meeting man kita karon, ilan na lang ning i-segregate per municipality aron ilang ihatag. Pero maki-coordinate ang imong staff with the mayors kung saan ni pag-apod-apod na dito. But ang ako lang god nga let's save time ba nga kaysa mutuyok pa ni sila sa 44 municipalities ni anam ang gyud mo ihatag na ni direkta ninyo ang mga checks.
For the typhoon Odette assessment, we have to inform that not only Sugbo, Bohol, Negros, and City Port were also damaged by the typhoon Odette. After 5 days after the typhoon, what PCIC Regional Office diha sa Cebu City, ang atong general office, we conducted the general assessment. So there are 3 teams. So I have met the local government mayor, from Talisay up to Alcoy. Sorry to tell nga wala mi kaabot sa Sambuan because nahuddan po mi gasolina. Like others nga mga tao nga naglinya, the same pod kami naglinya mi para lang magpagasolina. So kutob lang mi sa Alcoy.
Karon na may daghan.
Oh, yes go. Then there's no worry because after the assessment, we promised for 2 weeks mag-collective loss adjustment. Because kung ingon tag-damage sa atong mga crops, we need to adjust individual. But because of the widespread calamity, knowing sa super typhoon, so we will do or conduct the collective loss adjustment. Meaning, there's no need for individual adjustment sa atong mga farmers o atong mga fisher folk nga naigo sa typhoon Odette. So, ang atong na-assess for the whole Region 7, that is 257.127 million. And from that, Cebu tops, that is 91.851 million. So, dako tag exposure o dako po mig na-assess sa Cebu. Okay? So, ang akmong maghatag nga quick response is that ang atong fishing boats which were totally damaged, total or partially damaged, mabayaran sa insurance. Basta lang amo lang i-emphasize nga insured na siya.
Abi na mo bayaran gas kiwa ma-insured.
And by the way, for the Region 7, only Cebu natay duha ka insurance program nga paid by the national government and the second paid by the province of Cebu. That is the Agri-Insurance Fishery Program. 100% subsidized by the province of Cebu under sa atong gobernadora. So mas daghan tag mabayaran because duha na ka libre nga insurance program na avail sa tanang Cebuano. The other Bohol, Negros, and City are only one insurance program na libre. So naka-complement ang province of Cebu Agri-Fishery Insurance Program by the under sa atong gobernador.
Okay, thank you kayo. Thank you very much. May we hear from PCA?
Gov, pwede ko mo add regarding sa fishing boats kay maoy una na to dayong matagaan o pagtagad. Kaya ang fishing boats, simple na kayo iyang requirements. Katong nawala ng mga fishing boats missing or dili na ma-recover kay na totally wrecked ang mga debris na sagol na, palihog lang ni o adto sa barangay captain or mangayo tag barangay certification or murag barangay blatter na. So mauna to'y atong formal documentation for the fishing boats nga ato rin ma-process. So mauna na among kaning quick response nga within a month ato nang matagaan o bayad insurance claim for the fishing boats.
Usually pilay madawat for a fishing boat?
Daghan ang atong fishing boat nga motorized 40,000 natay amount of cover, ang fiberglass 15,000, then non-motorized natay 5,000, another non-motorized natay 10,000. Normally sa among assessment mo wag 20 average ang per fisherman with fishing boat.
So I presume kuyog ninyo inyong mga municipal agriculturists, no? And city agriculturists. I wanted you to hear this. Kay naamagod sa inyo nga mo reach out mo sa tanan fisher folks, tanan mga farmers, libre na kong premium province mo bayad or ang national government. Now you will see na kung na-cover lang na, doon na yun makulikta. How important insurance is, especially kani atong program PCIC. So I hope all of our city and municipal agriculturists will really ensure nga ang tanan unta natong mga fishing boats, ang tanan ng mga farmers nga naas ma-cooperative ikuaman ni sila, di ba? I-organize kaniyuta sila ma-covered yun sa PCIC kay that also includes kaning accident, no? Amounting to if the farmer meets or the fisher folk doon na makaroy na na-appeal sa inyong mga casualty niya, na-covered na 55,000 ang madawat sa pamilya. I've been saying this ni adtong bata-bata ako sa una pa ninako ng mga termino. I actually started this and we have continued this. Pagbalik na sa nako, please, I cannot overemphasize it. Ipa-insure yun na. Kaya karon naabutan ni ini, pila ni, as per latest, mga 6,000 ka pang boats. I don't know, pila na insure. Pila ra kahaani ang porsyento sa na-insure. And niya magyud unta ang atong mga government agencies that can help if we only did our part. Okay? Thank you. PCA, please.
Good afternoon, Governor Gwen. Sa atong sa atong honorable members of the Provincial Board, atong mga honorable mayors, atong partner sa partner agencies. Good afternoon to each and everyone. We will share kaning immediate response na due to the effect of the typhoon. We will be distributing 22.8 million pesos exclusively for the province of Cebu para sa atong mga incentives, para sa incentive for replanting program. We have also the rejuvenation for fertilization. We have also the Republic Act 8248 or the RA 8248 na kani siya nga sum of all sorts nga mga incentives will be distributed sa atong mga coconut farmers. We have identified them na sa ato nga mga listing according to the municipalities. For December 20 to 31, we have distributed about 900,000 pesos out of the 22 million pesos for distribution. And we hope na kaning 21 million pesos will be distributed fully karong month of January and February. So muna itong immediate response. And for the replanting and planting program, for now, immediate response ato nami available karon nga among nada for distribution sa ato siguro mga farmers. We have 330 OPB varieties, that's dwarf coconut variety. And then aside from that, we have sourced out from our Ubay seed garden in Ubay, Bohol. Unfortunately, sila natamaan ko sila gusto, but we were able to source out and allocate 2,000 seedlings. Hopefully, ma-facilitate na to next week or within the month sa January because of the transport problems. But we are making sure na we will be allocating that 2,000 coconut seedlings para sa Cebu province. And aside from that, we have an existing 5,750 seed nuts nasa nursery sa Sibunga, municipality of Sibunga, and that will be for distribution po sa ato ng mga coconut farmers. And then another additional na pwede na to mahatag is 8,600 additional open pollinated variety or dwarf variety sa coconut. That's 8,600, and we intend to have it set up sa nursery dito sa Toledo City, and we are facilitating sa kuan niya transport, no, regarding that. On the we would like to bring also this issue to you, Governor, because we have the Bureau of Customs has confiscated 40-footer container vans, no, containing matured coconuts that is supposedly to be shipped out or exported to China. But unfortunately, naaiwan derogatory information of which the Bureau of Customs acted on it, and that is for that reason na confiscate because non-positive information. So right now we are working it out. Nahuman na og inventory sa Bureau of Customs, and
Is the Bureau of Customs willing to turn it over to PCA?
Yes, Governor, because we are just
There's
awaiting.
agreement already?
We are awaiting for the clearance, Governor. After that, they will issue a decree of forfeiture, and after that, turn over to PCA.
Okay, let us meet separately with the Bureau of Customs so that can be listened.
Yes, Gov. Yes,
Okay,
Gov.
we will schedule it.
Yes, Gov.
So, what na? Thank you. I think mo gihuwat sa kadaghanan sa mga mayores, they are concerned about how this 5,000 per family will be distributed as announced by the President. So let us now listen to DSWD. Requested by several mayors. Charlene, special request, Luca.
Sige, Gov. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to Governor and all the mayors, partners in government and the private sector. Mayong hapon na itong tanan. Salamat, and this is also an opportunity for the FWD to explain about the financial assistance. But to start with, allow me to present the context. The DSWD is in charge of gathering the data as regards to families affected, both partially and totally. So we have a Disaster Response Operation Management Information Center, or DROMIC for short. And this information system captures all the data that are submitted by the LGUs. So kung mayroon tag LGU, base sa ako ang pagsusi sa mga LGUs nga na ay submission, and in the case of Cebu, all 51 LGUs submitted that they have affected families. So, ang pag-gather is barangay to the local social welfare development officer and the MDRIMO, unya ipasa diri sa amo sa DSWD using our template in the DROMIC. So, to emphasize, ang DSWD nag-conduct of training sa tanang LGU, MDRIMO, and LSWDO. The trainings focus on how to use the DROMIC, how to report the DROMIC, when to report to the DROMIC during disaster. So on regular disaster, wala tayong problema, kay paspas ang submission. But with Odette, we had a lot of problems because there's no electricity, there's no connection, people cannot go to the place, then if they are affected, kitang tanan na kahibaw ni Ana. And because of that, na ay dakong disparity on the real situation on the ground as regards to what is captured in the DROMIC. Pero kung akong basihan ang report sa DSWD DROMIC as of January 4, 1500 hours, in Cebu, this does not include Cebu City and Lapu-Lapu, a total of 975,159 families have been reported by the LGUs as affected, equivalent to 2.9 million, I will repeat, region dito. For Cebu, it's 475,022 families, equivalent to 1.3 million persons. Sa kanina data nga naa sa ato ang DROMIC, ang gitabangan sa DSWD as of yet is only equivalent to 43,047 family food packs released. That would be around 25.3 million. but the department submitted to our national office that we will be able to provide at least one round of assistance for all the families affected in the whole of Region 7. Nganong maura na ang among initially makomit, kitang tanan nakahibaw unsa kadako ang devastation ni Odette, particularly in Mindanao. So Region 7 cannot get the bigger slice of the pie. We have to be equitable. So sa among pag-analyze, the best effort that we can do is provide at least one round of assistance. But we're also banking on donations, and it's now coming in. Na mga donations from Taiwan, from Japan, and we have seen the World Food Program yesterday, and they told us to inform kung sa need ka ilang matabang so that they can also send this donation. So we're very positive na kung suwad lang ang mga international organizations, makita na mo ang need sa kada LGUs na ay nag-express of genset, na ay tents, water, so on and so forth, among girespondihan according to what is your need kung unsay among nakita nga mas angayan unahang itubag. So mauna ang sitwasyon sa data sa disaster. Karon ang hita diri sa inabang nga 5,000 nga pinaka mura na pud ta anig SAP, pero di ta gusto mahimong SAP, right? So unsa man ni ang 5,000? Well, we just received the instruction from the Office of the President that we give to all the affected families and individuals. So pagdawat na mo sa mga instruction, bisan kami na shock, asa manguha sa 5,000. Because based on the record of Region 7, nga 975,000 families, that's equivalent to about 4 billion. Only for Region 7. So na-shock ang central office, saan kami kukuha? So ang among gihimo, kung pwede na to maagrihan in Cebu, that mag-submit mo sa lista sa angay na itong unahon og tabang, mo na among releasan. But we also understand that the DBM has already released a portion of the funds para sa tanang LGU for the 5,000 for the low-income families. So kinahanglan tingali nga maagrihan unsay serbihan ni LGU, unsay serbihan ni DSWD, hoping there will be no duplication. Kay sa among pagpangutana sa among assistant secretary, niingon si daw, I suppose may tagna si DBM but not here, that whatever is lacking from your end nga nahatag kay nagbase man lang na sa drawing report, ila pa kunong dungagan. So I received a call from Mayor Samsam yesterday and about that concern nga gamay ang kwarta nga nadawat sa LGU as compared to the total number of affected families. Because ang basis ni DBM was December 28. And at that time, many of the LGUs do not have power and do not have connection. So karon ni-increase na ta. So if we had only 186,000 nga initially among na-report, nagkadako. So, masyak po ang DBM sa changes of the figures. But according to DBM, they will send down sa inyo ha. So, ako na lang nang ihatag sa mga mayor that if you have friends there to clarify that matter, idiretso na lang ninyo. Pero ang para sa amo sa DSWD 5,000, we will continue with our payout whatever funds is available sa amuang. According sa amuang asset, you start with those who needed it the most. So kisa may mas nanginahanglan. Sa definition sa DSWD, it's always the indigent and those totally damaged. Kaya ang mga partially, kung nahukak ra ang ato, mas nanginahanglan tingali ang wala nagigalay. Then we can agree on those things. And let us allow the social welfare in your offices to define and identify and assess. Kaya ang lista sa assistance na ihatag sa DSWD, mag-come man sa LGU to be certified no less by the social welfare officer and the local chief executive. Dili na barangay captain. It's going to be the LCE. So mauna siya ang 5,000 assistance sa DSWD. And lastly, if I may, we will really encourage the LGU to use the Disaster Assistance Family Access Card or DAFA. Ang DAFAC is a tool that is going to capture all information about the family. This will help you prioritize who are those in need of assistance, and most importantly, this will capture all the assistance that will be provided by the government para sa mga pamilya, including kaning dimension sa atong mga partner agencies. And in that manner, a specific family ma-determine na sa LGU kinsa dihay na overserved, na underserved, or not yet served. So I hope you will encourage the social welfare development officers to follow our guidance to use the FAC. It will make the work more easy. And we have introduced a system in Naga City during the landslide, and this is now being used by Naga. And if all the mayors will help and support us on this, ang succeeding bagyo nga moabot, with the FAC, it will make your life more easy. Thank you very much.
Questions? More questions? Mayor Samsam.
May hapon sa tanan, no? Nakasturya na ni actually ni Shalene. I think I speak in behalf of all the mayors is, well, 36 ang affected yun sa gingon ni Gwen ginina, is that ipatong-patong ninyo ang among mga problema. When Odette came, I think the first problem that all the mayors faced was how to clear the roads. Iniguman o clear sa roads, unsaon pagpakaon o papainom sa atong tao. Ikahuman ni anak, unsaon na sa pag-clear sa debris na ipakilid nato para mapasugol ang road. Sunod na po anak, unsaon pag-clear sa debris na nasagulan ng basura na nasubra tungod sa holiday season o tungod sa Odette. O karon, ang pinakalisod na problema, bisag unsaon na mo react o kung sige pangbuhat na mo sa LGU na naghatag ni, just one example, no? We bought close to 90,000 sacks of rice for all our 90,000 families in Talisay. Because, why mo angkon na di siya totally affected? Kung kanang balaya, dapli na sapat, nahurot na siya, o usa ka balay na natangkal na mga ito, natangtangan sin, kana sila tanan, muingon na sila, o affected na sila tanan. Pariharan ni sitwasyon sa SAP, nagidali-dali na to ang mga mayor, human kung dili mabuhat og tarong sa mayor, gikihasan ang mga kapitan. Ang ako ra gyud untang nasakitan is that when someone, maybe DSWD, say something that dili man di ay tanan. Because when you talk about all affected families will receive 5,000, all of our constituents will say they are all affected. So we are in a position much more difficult than all the problems we had faced since December 16 up until today. Then hopefully matubag mi ninyo ni anak. Kaya niari ko diri karon, actually, ari ra gyud ko magpahungaw ni Gov.Gwen. Papahungaw na ko ni Gov.Gwen, ingon siya na papahungaw lang ugma. Kumauni siya karon, then this is a position that is very difficult for all mayors. Because you are putting us in a position to tell our constituents, you are not affected, you are affected, ikaray makadawat. One example. Ginownloadan mi, magpasalamat kami, ginownloadan mi, na ako'y na-download na 20 milyones. 20 million divided by 5,000 pesos for each family. That is around 4,000 families na matabangan. Kinsa man ko isip mayor or kinsa man ang social welfare officer namo diri sa Talisay na moingon sa 90,000 ka pamilya nagyatagan ang bugas tagsakasapo na 4,000 ray makadawat o 5,000 taga pamilya. Please understand the situation you're putting all our mayors in, and kanako binuboy lang na pagkastorya lisod yun ang sitwasyon namo karon. Pero kubaw ko mas husay mo storya kung si Cristina na si Mustorya. Mas husay si Cristina Mustorya kaysa na. Salamat kay ninyo.
Christina.
Ngayong hapon, Gov, sa Tanang Mayor, and everyone here, I would first like to express my gratitude to Governor Gwen and all of our partners in the national government and the provincial government, as well as our fellow mayors, because the past few weeks, 20 days to be exact, have been literally dark, with most of the Cebuanos thirsty for improvement in their living conditions. And because of the sheer stubbornness of Gov.Gwen to refuse to accept anything less than more than 100% effort by all the sectors, no? Nagaan pod ang among himtang sa tagsa-tagsa namo ka mga lungsod. But not everyone has power yet, not everyone has water yet, and not everyone has received shelter assistance. And so I echo the concern of Mayor Samsam, and I know I speak for the affected municipalities, that now that we are in the stage of focusing on recovery and rebuilding, we will need help as far as ensuring that everyone who has been affected will actually receive an equal amount of help. In Liloan, there are 31,000 affected households of the 41,000 households. But we also opted to give help to all because sila man po tanan ang nakabati po sa kalisod sa Typhoon Odette. So karon, among nadawat sa Liloan is only 4 million. While we are very grateful for that amount, that will cover only 800 families. We have tried to source funds for shelter assistance from our own local funds, but ang amo lang yung na-cover so far is only 64% of the totally damaged households. That's a little over 2,000 households. Wala pa gani namo nahatagan ang partially damaged na 26,000 households. So I heard from what you said earlier that kami na mga LGUs bahala maki-coordinate sa DPM as far as any additional amounts, no? But I would like to request the assistance of the DSWD to help us coordinate with your fellow national government agency, because it is the jurisdiction of your office to ensure nga ang katong tanan nga affected sa disaster sa mga tagsa na mga LGU mabatik pod sa DPM. So rather than an individual effort, I would request for a concerted effort between our LGUs and the DSWD with the assistance of the provincial government as far as fulfilling the promise of the President to give 5,000 pesos for each family. And I also echo the position of Mayor Samsam to request a declaration from the DSWD that we can stand behind sa pagkakaroon, dili kay ang tanan, ang hatagan, and kami willingly mo certify sa master list of totally and partially damaged households only if you're also willing to be the face of the declaration na dili ang tanan nga among i-certify ang hatagan at this point. Thank you.
Yes, please, Michelle.
Thank you very much, Mayor Sam and Mayor Christina. I truly understand the predicament of the mayors. If I am in your shoes, I might also feel the same way. Pero as executive agencies, we are governed by instructions of the Office of the President. And I listened carefully to your suggestion. Yes, I will bring this to our secretary that we need to declare. But definitely, the secretary will have to get clearance from the Office of the President. Number two, I'll make sure that ang concerns nato sa shelter will also be covered, and the National Housing Authority is the lead when we talk about shelter. And I have received reports that ang kaning taga-NHA nagpapadala na rin mga papels na mga LGUs aron ilista ang totally or partially damaged. Ang DSWD is also giving emergency shelter assistance, and I checked with our CO, the guidelines is on the way. Tinuod na ata sa recovery, pero ang ESA, dili yun na siya dayon madalighatan because it's dependent on the availability of funds from the DBM. Ang pwede na ito mabuhat at the moment is to ensure that we have the complete, accurate, and validated list of families who are truly, partially, and totally damaged. Kanang mga flooded, they are also considered affected, and under the instructions of the OP, they are covered for the 5,000 assistance. But for the DILG, DSWD, and the DND Joint Circular MC number 4, which I think Director Lucero can also expound further, it is very clear in that Joint Circular number 4, only the low-income families ang hatagan sa LGU. So therefore, sa akong giingon sa unahan, kung mahapsay ni LGU ang low income, then ma-priority ninyong hatag, kay I understand manghatag naman ang ubang LGU. Katong di mahatagan sa LGU, muy among nahuna-hunaan nga tagaan sa DSWD. In that manner, walay pa nagdubli. Unya, tungod kay jutay man jud ang kwarta bisag unsaon natong analyze at this point in time, then we can have an equitable distribution of the limited resources of the government. Pero mao na Mayor Sam and Mayor Christine and to all the mayors, nakasabot jud ni ug dili ra kamo ang naa ni anak nga predicament. Because the story of SAP nga daghan ang naabot nga reklamo ninyo o sa amo, dili sad ni gusto mahitabo. Kay mobalik naman gihapon ang pasa-pasa o kinsay na kaingon. That's why we're trying to put in place some controls and mechanisms, and we help each other. Unsaon nato nga maplastada para makasabot ang mga tao. But we all know that people will never understand because cash is hot and money is hot. And they all need the money. So ang ato na lang, kung magkasinabot unahan ninyo ang low income, ang di ninyo mabayaran, DSWD ang mo-cater. Muna ang proposal. Dapat daw, pwede naman dalawa, but if we pay both, wala kang full kwarta. So, we will bring this to the matter to DBM, especially on the funds received. Kay 4 million ra ang imuha, Mayor. And that's low enough compared to the report that we have as of today. Same with Mayor Sam and the rest of the mayors, I suppose. Because the report you sent to us as of December 28, mubura na kumpara sa actual nga nahitabuan sa ODEP. So we will bring this to the attention of our CO, who will be the one to relay to DBM.
Mayor Ligling. Mayong hapon go, mayong hapon sa tanan ko mga kauban. Asir, ang walbual ng kadawat mi og 26,929,000 doon na mi partially damaged nga 7,437 household, 1,341 nga totally damaged. Kani manggod asik ang amo ang kuan ani is gibuhatan ni siya og resolution sa SB nga ang among ihatag dili siya by family per household. Kay niya may uban god na kung pamilya manggod ta niya may tagduha ka pamilya niya sa usa ka balay. So mo ni gikuanan namo nga per household amo naman mission na identify amo man jud giadto sa mga kabukiran o sa tanan nga barangay. Mao ni nga ang kani siya na kumpleto jud ni ang amo lang gibuhatan aniya set nga ang iyahang totally is 5,000 kung acceptable ba nimo or amo ning i-change o i-amend ang amo ang resolution. Unya 2,500 ang partially damage. Mao na siya amo ang gibuhat sa moalboal karon nga ilang gihatag resolution itong miaging Martis kay Luna na makaigo man gyud siya pero amo siyang ihatag 5,000 per household dili gyud siya makaigo. So mao nga ang among na kuan nga ang katong partially mao ay 5,000 dili family asset kun dili per household. Mao ra na kun unsay may kasulti ani amo kaning i-amend ang resolution nga family ni siya dili per household. Mao na siya.
Akong tumagot diretso, Gov. Yeah, salamat, Mayor. Based sa MC4 guidelines, ang define kayo dito, Mayor, individuals, families. Sa individuals, 1,000, families, maximum of 5,000. So, I think it would be up to the LGU to decide on that. Pero families, yun siya, Mayor. It cannot be household. Kaya base pag-abot ko niya sa audit or inventory or checking, mabalikan si LGU. So, guidelines is families. Individuals, 1,000. Family, maximum of 5,000. But you can have in between sa amount kay 1 to 5 man ang range nga nakabutang. Unlike sa amoa sa DSWD, kuridas tanan. No? 5,000 yun ang tanan ihatag sa DSWD. Thank you.
Mayor Lito, Malabuyo.
Yeah, Madam. Mayor Gov.Gwen said na nakadawat na sa 29 million. Wa ba ni ba? Ano bang lungsod ba? Example Malabuyo kung kung nakadawat?
Salamat, Mayor. As explained earlier, Mayor, I think you need to trace from your Social Welfare Development Officer and MDRIMO kung nakasubmit ba siya sa data as of December 28. Kay December 28 man ang reckoning date sa maong amount nga gidownload to the LGU. So, kana ka siya, Mayor, ang una natong i-check.
O pananglitan mo ka, wa siya sabit ma'am, nalay.
Then, ako ni mo na itong i-raise to DBM. As suggested, we will bring this matter to them. Nga katong na late og submit or wala nakasubmit. Actually, Mayor, dili siya late. I'd like to correct. It's about signal and communication electricity issues. That's why wala nakasubmit. And that has been my ground and explanation to all the congressmen who would call, nganong gamay ang kanina district, dako ang kanina district. It's something beyond the control of the LGUs. But we have our report, and this report came from the LGU. So we will submit to CO an updated report. Actually, makita na nila on a real-time basis kung pila na ang tibuok nga affected families in the whole country using the drone.
Good afternoon.
Yes, you're representing?
Yeah, Teresa Tapo in the Mandawi City sa SOBS. First lang ako ni siya is, na-appeal na siya sa guidelines na po ang mga job order employees na po dili matagan ng assistance.
It does not mention anything about it. Nag-ingon na siya affected individuals and families.
Thank you.
So, just to add up, because of the limited funds, mao nang among giinan ang central office, make a clarification on the two guidelines, the one that is by DILG, joint circular, and the one that was issued because of the instruction of the President. Among gihangyo ang amo ang USEC o ang ASEC, nga hapsayon ang maong guidelines, kay mauni mo tubag sa gipadangat nila ni Mayor Sang o Mayor Christina, nga hapsayon sa DSWD ang mensahe sa publiko para maklaro para sa tanan.
Pasabot ni siya, even ang kanang sa joint memorandum, wala na siya.
Low income. So if you're a job order, you're earning regularly, then you're not a low income. Low income, balik ta by definition, ang imong income dili kaabot sa poverty threshold. And each province doon na iyang respective poverty threshold. So if we refer to Sugbo, I suppose it's 18,000 ang income in a year. So kung ang family di kaabot ni ana, low income siya. And the safest way to define kinsay low income, katong atong mga poor households identified in the listahanan of the SWD and the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program. And those who are not covered under that, subject to the assessment of the LGU, kaya wala man ang tanan na suod sa atong listahanan sa mga pobre.
Thank you.
And
Good afternoon ko and to everyone. Mag-ask ko go, nabay way nga ma-control nato ang prices sa construction materials kay mahal kaayo unya if mo extend me og help ang among ipagawas nga amount is not enough for those who need.
We've been, naman DTI? We have actually been meeting with DTI and I've been asking them to exercise that mandate. We are waiting word from them. Isa na lang uta, GI sheets o kaning plywood. Now, I will tell you later how the province of Cebu will try and set a certain standard sa presyo sa GI sheets kay mga may napili kinahanglan. If you don't have any more questions, there is a DSWD. Wala na? Sige, Mayor Sam.
It's not really a question, Gov. It may be more like a request that as soon as possible, can you issue a statement regarding the guidelines you want or intend to set para na info dissemination tao on the ground kung unsay expect sa mga tao dili. Kay, for lack of a better term, inuani na mura situation on the ground. Asa na mayor, asa na kap, unong nag-iugong, inuani na mura situation on the ground. Thank you.
Noted on that, Mayor Sam.
Thank you. I will quote the SWD saying money is hot. Init. Mo na tingali ang gisigihag pangita ninyo hay na tong 5,000 nga ihatag kada pamilya as announced. Wa pa nangita hay naman tong itabang sa probinsya. Kay ang paagi man gud nato dili man kwarta atong ihatag. Ang atong i-issue coupons or a card that can be used sa atong mga partner na merchants aron makapalit sila. Pero to address the question of Mayor Berna, you know, I had a meeting sa tanan ng mga construction and hardware suppliers sa except the Fort. Well, the unom ka districts. Kay ang Fort murag lamat sa Ginoo wa man gyud na igo. Unya na ibaw mo na abtan may tulo ka oras sa gig istorya bahis presyo sa scene. Doon na magud sa uban karon, dili man gud maka resist sa tentasyon nga makaganansya dako. Kay grabe man pud ka demand. So ang akong gihimo ningon ko mo direkta ko palit og scene. Pero even that, mahal gihapon ang presyo gihatag nako, bulto na gali unta. Doon na tayo bag-o nakuha ang quotation. Tagae ko kong feedback. Ang quotation sa home builders, na ay 17,000 available na scene nila kung ani 0.25 by 3 feet by 8 feet ug ang iyang presyo 225. Okay na na? Okay ra bisig dili kay baga. So ako na ning piaran kung buhaton aning first 17,000 napakunoy uban nilang stock dito sa Manila hopefully mapadana nila i-distribute sa nila ko equitably sa mga LGUs. Pag-anda mo o butanganan dito. Kauban aning sing, doon na lain unta sa Puyat Steel. Direkta, na ay 75,000 sheets. Ang iyang thickness, 0.35. By 3 feet, unya ang gitas on 10 feet. Ang presyo, 500. Barato, mahal. Nani 75,000. Kaya kung okay rin ninyo, then we can offer the two options. Ang baga ug ang nipis. unsa may tabo, I hope that you have already finalized your listing. Sa each head of the family, dili ni ang akong term affected. Kay tanan affected man. Mag-istorya pag affected, hantod tong nangaluka ng mga kamanggahan, affected to. Ang mga hapi tanan saging, hapi tanan lubi, affected to. Pero as I said, unahon sa natong ilang gipuy-an. So ang akong gipangayo ninyo nga lista, ang kadtong heads of families whose homes were either partially damaged or totally damaged. And I hope inyo na nang submit. As certified by the mayors and your respective social welfare officers. Nasabitan na ninyo? Tanan? Because I'll be asking the help of the staff of all of our provincial board members to go through, depending on your districts, and mutabang na lang ang kwarto distrito, to go through all of these names. Kung makahatag sad mo o appeal og mga staff, kay para ma-print na namo ang cards with the QR code. Kaning nga QR code, mauni ang iscan sa mga suppliers nato. Ug appeal na sa inyo dito sa LGU. Now, wa na ko ni palit og plywood, kay di man mo hatag. Mura magsiso ang presyo, o di kay siso. Mura magbalon, lupad naman ito sa langit. Pero we got in touch directly with Gardner. Kini siya ang iyang ma-supply kaning gitawag og cement fiber boards nga dili mabasa, fireproof, waterproof, termite proof, ug ang presyo nila mauni. Ang 3.5 by 4 by 8 mo tayo ng 316, no? Na gibak-on, maayo para ceiling. 270. Okay na na? Okay na na. Mas may pa na sa plywood. Kaya di, ang ordinary plywood, tag 200 kape naman po. 300 na gani. So, 270 ang iyang gihatag. Ang kaning 4.5 by 4 by 8, so that is equivalent to 1/4, pwede pang bumbong, 340. Okay na na? Ha? Kamo lang yung pangutanon kay expert man mo presyo ron sa sin o sa plywood, kay naaman tanandagan ninyo. Okay na ni? Good. Kay sa katong 316 nga gibag-on or 3.5 mm, naa siya 49,995 sheets. O ang kaning 1/4, 49,920. Saman paliton tani. Okay ni. And we will distribute also sa inyo equitably. Okay? Dili nato diha tubag ang gikinahanglan nga total number of sheets. But we have to make do with what we have karon. Sa inyong tan-aw, mangonsulta ko ninyo, kay lagi, magdala man ni sila card. Pila man ang minimum, dili maximum. Minimum na lang usa. Nga number of GI sheets nga atong i-allocate sa kada tao. 3, 4, 5, 4 sa baga, 2 sa nipis, sa plywood, ano sa kuan? GI? So sa GI sheet, 4, okay na na. Di man, kuwang man eh. Ang ako po gusto i-avoid, nga wala tay cap, kay nga no, barato ba yan eh. Di pa ko gusto nga, makita na nga rin ako, wag ibaligya na po. Kay, dagan ba kayo creative and innovative ba yan? So, butanganin ako cap, upat ka GI, sila na magpili, nipis ba ila, baga ba ila, or i-combination ba na. Unya, duha para sa bongbong. Okay na na, sila na po magpili, tagaan na itong choice, ang katong tag 200 sitinta ba, or ang tag 340. Ang choice po sa plywood will be katong 0.25 mm o ang katong 0.35. So, between 225 o ang 500. Is that okay? Okay na? Feedback ninyo. Okay na? Because as soon as I issue this PR, ang buhaton na to will be, well, kaning 17,000 sheets nga GI sheets. This is a quote from Cebu Home Builders. They're willing to deliver to your LGUs or magbutang ba og certain collection points i-deliver ni. Ang kaning mga cement fiber board, either ikuhaon ni sa ilang, they can deliver within Metro Cebu, pero ang para sa mga lungsod, kinahanglan kuhaon gikan sa ilang warehouse. Since i-crate man eh, this is by crates, mag-anda mo o forklift, asa nila mo i-deliver. Okay? Or boom truck na ang gamiton para makapakanaog sa kwan. This will come, ni appeal sa iyang quotation, ang screw nga gamiton para niining fiberboards. Nga ang size ani numero 7 by 1 1/4. Nga iyang baligya tag 0.78 per piece. Pero limitado man gud ang iyang available 200,000 pieces. Makapalit man sad sila og screw sa hardwares nga kung ang kuan lang ani nga screw sa hardware dili lang i-appeal ang ulo, kanila nga screw special kay mo dissolve man siya sa kuan kaning board. So okay na ni, and I will try to close a deal again with home builders katong 0.25 for additional stock nila gikan sa Manila para moabot dire. Kaning Puyat Steel, doon na ni sila 75,000 sheets per week. So, depending on the need, please give me feedback immediately. Ay naman, ang sample, unsa man na? Nakisa man na. Are you sure? Puyat na? Sige na lang, wala sila kibaw, asa na ilang gikawat. Sunod mangawat mo, klaro, hati sa inyong gikuhaan. Tignan mo eh. So, we will try as soon as possible. Kay kibaw ko, gikinahanglan kaayo gid ni, no? Nga, kaning scene, mo gipangita, di ba? Okay. Nagtanaw ko sa inyong initial reports. It is possible nga ang inyong ang mga affected, whether partially or totally damaged, moabot na almost 400,000 na. Nagsige magsaka. Pero I hope na inyo nang ang tabangan sa province, kanya may uban mga ahensya ng tabang, ang tabangan sa province, katong balay, katong way dipuy-an. And kung mo-allocate kung upat kasin sa tag-500, 2,000 na duha ka plywood or duha ka fiberboard sa tag 340, 680 na. So 2,680. Doon na pa'y balanse kay I intend to allocate para sa totally damage of 5,000 kada pamilya, head of the family. Ang balanse ana, mahimo na nila ipalit dito sa supermarkets nga atong mga partners. Ipalit baron o termos, kay iba nila sa ilang termos, plato, kutsara, mga other basic necessities. Kung wa gali stove, makapalit na, matay tag one burner na barato, mapalit na nila. Ang ato lang dili pwede nga ilang mapalit, magamit sa din nila sa doon na sa ni partner nato ng mga hardwares para pagpalit og umbrella nails, ang kanang common wire nails, numero 2, numero 3, numero 4. Doon na tayo giset na cap, anak, to answer your question, Mayor Vernon. Ang DTI ni set ta anak, nisabot ay na nato sa mga hardwares nga atong partners, ni set ta og cap. I am not sure, murag na as mga tag 60 ang kilo, 68 mga anak. Ang presyo. Pakapalit sila dito umbrella nails o ang uban pa nilang mga panginahanglan. Except lang sa hardwares, dili pwede mga tiles, dili pwede ang mga chandeliers, dili pwede ang wa man ni mo quote na to, man kanina may inyong ituan. Wala din ni quote na to. So, naripod sa mga supermarkets, they can buy what they need for as long as dili alcohol, like drinks, cigarettes, makeup, toys, accessories, kanang mga arios, mga whatever. Everything else, pwede silang palit. They can have that choice. Okay. Questions? Kung magsigig sa akin I will have to hinangan ako na ugan ang partially damaged. Kay, nagsige na magsakan, offhand, umabot ni 400,000, parehaso ni nato tanan, 2 billion na. But we will check. Atong i-check ang lista, and we will see, because as I said, allocate na ta og 2 billion pesos para pagtabang sa mga partially damaged and totally damaged nga mga heads ng households. But according to family, dili nga household kay usa ra ka household, usahay na duha ka pamilya, na tulo ka pamilya nagpuyo. We understand that. So if they live in one house, totally damaged na, pero tulo na ka pamilya diha, ang tulo ka heads of families mo'y atong tagaan. Minus-minus na tingali ni ana ang akusasyon ninyo. Labi na kay dili man kwarta. Unsa may ikumkum ninyo ang card para kamoy mo adtos kay sano. Mo redeem mo dito. Makit-an mo. Uy na mas mayor na may card. So mo na. Ang kinahanglanon lang ang pangalan, and inig-adto nila sa atong mga tindahan nga partners nato. Magdala sila any government issued ID or ID na lang mga naong kana na. Dako og role ni ini ang atong mga kapitan, because if we are going to issue to hundreds of thousands, dili na ni sila maexplikahan kada usa, as what we did with Sugbo negosyo. Kini sila atong tawgon ang mga kapitan. Ang mga kapitan maunay sultian og how it works. Kuyugan pod og explanation ang kada kit nga ihatag. Ikuyog ang ibisaya og unsaon ni paggamit. Okay. Mo-appeal nini ang atong mga provincial board members sa well, of course, in the verification of the basig na ay wala ma-appeal or basig na doble, usahay mahitabo mo na, o sa pag-apod-apod sa cards. Kung mahumanin nato, hopefully, makasugod na pa-distribute by next week. Within this month. Questions? If there are none, I would like you to listen to our regional director sa National Housing Authority.
Ngayong hapon, Gov. Ngayong hapon sa tanang mayors, officials na nakariron. NHA natay regular programs nga emergency housing assistance. Ang minimum man is 5,000, maximum 30,000. So when Odette came, bibigyan na tumatag na, depleted na itong funds. Ang atong national funds, when Odette came, 500 million. So i-exhaust na to ang 500 million along the Odette corridor. Thus, nakadeposit na sa Provincial 20 million. But I got the figures sa partially o totally sa probinsya karon kini buntag. It's totally natutanan 308,397. So I've used this, gamit ko ni para sa proposal for additional funds. And we will with the help of Senator Bongo and Secretary Del Rosario of the Department of Urban Development we can have additional funds for the implementation of our special emergency housing assistance program. Ang kaning programa maugyapon, we focus on the structure owners, the household heads. So, ang atong assistance, nato gyud sa structure owners. Mauning ang atong gi-propose, ako na lang gi-total ang 308,397, more or less, akong gigamit 5,000 per family gyapon. Hopefully, within January, kibawta, tagaan tag pundo sa national government. Gipahibaw ko ganiya sa among general manager, Marcelino Escalada, nga yan ang endorse nga to sa financing cluster ang tibuok proposal sa Odette Corridor para additional funds sa pagtabang na to sa probinsya sa Sugbo. Ako ni panimuaon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, Mayor Rito.
Hindi bang pangabay nga totally damaged? Pagkaroon na naman ko yung na-rebuild na nila go, na umana, na pa na. So what? Ang sa umaning atok, pananglitan mo, na aayon na nila ang bahay.
Yeah, mabitaw nga kanang basta kay as far as we're concerned, nakagasto man gina sila, no? Muna nga katong ilang card, either mo redeem sila og atok or i-redeem nila other necessities. Nga mangadto sila sa supermarket or
pwede lang nga item.
Yes, of course. Basta partner lang na tindahan with the Cebu Provincial Government. Pwede sila makapalit og laing plato, kutsara, mga baso, mga sabon panglaba, mga gatas bata, gatas tiguang, whatever. So, mao nang ato nang gihimo nga kanang flexible kanang 5,000, but as I know nga kadaghanan ang problema ang ato, una nang nikamot ang province nga makakuha ta o ato nga mabaligya at very reasonable prices. Kay kung di na nato buhaton, katong naginhalang yung ato, gamay na lang mapalit. Kay mahal kaayo unya ngadto sa mga hardwares. Any more questions? Yes, Mayor Fritz.
Yes, Gov. Base na yung supplier o amakan yung kay mas lesser price, kaya ako o coverage. Daghan ko nagamit sa bukid o amakan yung
I actually asked, wa man ni Sanong, nangita ko, wa ni apil. Atong meeting na to, doon na supplier o amakan nga ni apil, pero wa mo dayon. Doon na sa supplier o coco lumber. Kay, ada, 25 ang iyang per board foot. Kay kung mo, partner lang na siya, amo na siya niya credit, makapalit og amakan sa apil ang amakan. Pwede lang gali og na kung maka-endorse mo, please. Bisag ka ng nipa o tugon or bamboo, basta makig. Partner lang sila sa province of Cebu. Yeah. Any more questions? So, ato ning dalion ha, ang kamot na ato dayon ni masugdan o distribute kay para doon na dayon mahikap ang atong mga apektuhan. Now, as I said, kani nga tabang sa province bahin ni sa mga nagub-an og balay. Pero nahibaw ta nga kanang affected, that's such a general term, na affected man pod ang ilang livelihood, na affected man ang ilang mga uma, ang ilang mga, by the way, pwede sa nipalit o plywood or kuwan para i-rebuild sila mga sakayan ang kanina car for as long as ato sila mopalit sa partner hardwares na to. Hardwares na partner is Atlantic Home Builders, ang sapato Prince, well, we have Prince, guys, niya ang katong mga supermarkets, kay Sano, SM, and some general merchandisers sa inyong mga lungsod. Katong mga nang-affected, niya ba si Kuan, Roldan? You know that we have the Enhanced Countryside Development Program na mahimo sila to start again na matabangan na through the provincial government. They take out a loan, 2% ang interest per annum. Unsay collateral, ang crops mismo, land bank tubag. Kung naguba ang ilang infrastruktura or equipment, kinalan mo palit, DBP ang mutubag. Kung kinalan sila musugod o some livelihood or any other project, ang Philippine Veterans Bank ang mutubag. We have an existing TWG. If you notice, during our caravan of services, Land Bank was with us. Nang apod-apod na sa kadtong mga nang-apply in form of ATMs. Nang hatag na sa mga ATMs nga dito na gipunduhan na sa amount of the loan that they applied for. So, mauni ang atong matabang sa mga mag-uuma o mga mananagat. Ang atong tourism industry, kagahapon nag-meeting ta. Dako ni ang kadaot, daghay mga resorts na naguba. Nag-meeting ta with the Department of Tourism, headed by RD Tamano, and again, the heads of Land Bank, DBP, and Philippine Veterans Bank. 122 resort owners who ipili ra na to ang katong mga DOT accredited and have been issued a certificate of compliance by the province of Cebu. There were 122 resort owners that responded from different towns that were hit by Odette, Katmon, Moalboal, Badjan, Alegria, Barili, I think Naidumanhog, and others. And katong 122 have been given 15 days to comply, to apply, and submit requirements. After 15 days, this will be acted upon by our TWG in 3 to 5 days, endorsed to the partner bank, 1 week with the partner bank, and after that, moari na ni sila para ma-individually interview for 3 days. And we hope that the release will be done already by the second week of February para pagtabang sa atong mga resorts o restaurants even, mga tourist-related establishments. That is how we are helping our tourism industry. Would you like to say something more, Ardi? So we are also moving in that direction. I am telling this to you, mayors, because this time we hope na sundon ta nagyutong dili usa mo issue in accordance with my executive order, dili usa mo issue of mayor's permit unless dunay DOT accreditation and dunay certificate of compliance issued by the province of Cebu. Please do not issue a mayor's permit because right now, under the state of calamity, I have tasked our tourism office to review all of these establishments. Ang complaint sa mga nito nga kagahapon that were complete with requirements was sila maninguha ng kompleto ilang requirement, but there are others that continue to operate without such requirements. So, sunod lang ta. Palihog, and I'm banking on the mayors to see to it because under a GCQ regime, there still are existing guidelines, foremost of which is the seal of safety that should be issued by the DOT and the DOH. That seal of safety corresponds to our certificate of compliance. Mona nga palihog, please strictly implement it. If there are other resort establishments that are interested to avail of these funds and pilay interest not higher than 5% with depending upon kung sa kadugay ang reconstruction period, a grace period anywhere from 6 months to a year or even longer. Niining grace period na mauna, ang bayran ra ang interest. To give you just an inkling what it means, sa 1 million pesos nga utangon, with an interest of 5%, that's 50,000 for the entire year, or only 4,000 kapin ang bayranan in interest during the grace period. Kaya di pa man bayran ang kapital. That is how we are trying to soften the blow that Typhoon Odette has inflicted upon the tourism industry. Okay? Now may we ask Dole what Dole can give?
Good afternoon, Gov. Good afternoon to all our officials, mayors, and everyone of us here. Department of Labor, the famous TUPAD, or Tulong Hanap Buhay for the Disadvantaged Displaced Workers. We committed, unfortunately, it's the last day of the year, so the Secretary of Labor for Region 7 committed 20 million, and half of it, 10.5 million, is given to Cebu Province. There are 36 municipalities that are affected or hardly hit. Of course, the priority will be those that are really hardly hit. No? The NDRRMC has also its own list. And we already have started about 1,633 beneficiaries started working today. Until January 14, that's for 10 days, they will be receiving 404 pesos per day. That's for clearing operations, clearing of debris, segregation of debris, and of course, it will depend on the respective mayors on what projects that you want them to do so that they could earn the 10-day salary. And it will end, as I've said, January 14. We have received from 18 municipalities. That's a total of 6.5 million for 1,633 beneficiaries. Those of you who have not yet submitted your lists, we cannot be assured though that the secretary has the funds, but as you requested earlier, we would ask that you submit to us the list so we could propose to the Secretary of Labor for additional funding, because the 20 million was the initial funding, the initial support that we could offer. The 20 million for Region 7, 10.5 million for Cebu. That's it for Dole Go.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, Mayor.
Ma'am, this tupad, I noticed that in my municipality, there are barangay captains that are implementing this tupad. What is really the standard? Is it course through the mayor or can be given to the barangay captain?
We connect directly with the peso. No, the pesos are under the mayor, so we have the lists from the pesos, and
So
the
it
pesos.
cannot be course through the barangay captain.
It's up to the LGU on how the projects are being implemented.
It's
It
up to
could
the
be
LGU?
through the barangays.
You mean it's up to the mayor?
Yes, sir. We coordinate with the pesos and the mayors.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Panabuyok to ha, please. Hinumdumi ha,
Yes,
panabuyok.
yes, go.
Tapos Mayor.
Sige, Mayor, we will go
Mayor
to you.
Crayos. RD Tamano, you have something to say?
Daghang salamat, Gov, atong mga mayors, board members. Magpasalamat mi, Gov, sa meeting ay mong gitawag gahapon sa atong mga lender banks, no? Ang veterans, ang DBP o ang sa Land Bank of the Philippines. So ang plano is mo conduct si Governor o one-stop shop, tigumon diri tanan tong inyohang mga stakeholders na affected, no? We'll be here in 3 days ug support ang DOT ana. Last year, kung makainomdom mo, nihatag po ang DOT ug Dole og around 50 million sa island of Cebu. Nanghatag ng 5,000 each. Wa lang yan itagda sa uban nga atong mga mayors kay daghang mo nang hatag. If you remember, Mayor San, no? Last year atong the other year, manawag ko sa atong mayors uban nga daghan na mo kay nang hatag unya kanan daghan ang nakadawat, no, from all other agencies. And we are now meeting Governor with our counterparts sa Central Office sa Dole to again give some 5,000 to the kanang naigot ng mga tourism workers nato. So akong i-repeat yung giingon ni Governor na please sa atong mga mayors atong paninguhaon nga ma-accredit tanan ang atong mga resorts o hotels kay bawal gyud sa IATF ang resort mo operate kung wala siya DOT accreditation. O sa probinsya sa Sugbo, ibawal ni Governor ang resort operate kung walay DOT accreditation o walay provincial COC. Protection ni nato kay ngano atong itaas ang standards sa atong mga resorts o mga hotels. Kung naanay COC pasabot, na-train na mo, na-inspection na sa mga tao ni Governor o ang among accreditation sa DOT. O ingani nga mga panahon sa kalamidad, kung mahatag ang ayuda ang DOT through Dole, ang mahatagan ra gyud ang accredited ra o ang mga accredited sa municipal governments. So, maura to, Governor, daghang salamat.
And we do have the complete list sa atong tourism office sa tanan nga compliant o non-compliant. So the tourism office will be providing our mayors the specific businesses or resorts or restaurants that are not DOT accredited and do not have the COC. And I hope na makatabang mo ni ini. Why am I very concerned? because ang COC ensures that Executive Orders 20 and 20-A are strictly followed, including our health protocols sa mga resorts. You know that the Omicron virus is fast approaching. It's only a matter of time, although data shows that this is though more infectious, more contagious, but less deadly. But still, and we cannot be dealing with both at the same time. That is why I have asked DOH to be present to remind all mayors to please institute all safety protocols that we have been, you know the drill. You already know the drill. But I want you to be informed that karon pa lang, we are already stocking all of our hospitals with this molnupiravir, this new drug against COVID. But we have included high dosage vitamin C intravenous para sa mga ospital. And vitamins will again be distributed to all of our frontliners. Please put up your tindahan, mini tindahan sa Kapitolyo that sells the vitamins at 175 per pack, good for 1 month. The best way to combat this is to boost the immune system. If you want to know my trade secret, gawas ni ining air purifier, Camilo San throat spray. No? Yes. So, let's all be vigilant and we will manage this. I think we have also already equipped all of your RHUs with oxygen tanks and we will be ready. DILG is here.
Thank you, Gov. Thank you. And then, na-remind ako sa spray. Kasi when I was stricken by COVID, thank you, Gov, pinadalhan niyo ako ng spray. Nagka-COVID mo ako ng last September. And then, padala si Gov ng mga spray, throat spray, and then vitamins and all. So thank you. Pero, gusto ko lang i-mention, katulad na mention kasi ni ARD kanina, Lucero about the 5,000. There's a guidance from our secretary, and then I mentioned it to our dear governor, by the way, our dear mayors around and board members po, and fellow officers of the national government agencies, yung apot sa ating lahat. And then sinabi kasi kanina ni Mayor Sam na kailangan in terms of messaging ba, para tulungan namin yun. That's the assistance, immediate assistance that we can give you kung paano yung messaging ba sa baba. Ang nakalagay kasi na-mention kanina ni ARD about the joint memorandum circular. So there's a joint memorandum circular on the guiding us on the distribution of the 5,000. And then, nakalagay doon sa ating guidelines is that, basahin ko na po yung presentation ni Secretary to the President that was yesterday. Ang guidelines to our local government units, 5,000 to qualified individual po, maximum of 5,000 per family. Target beneficiaries are low income and severely affected families. List of eligible beneficiaries to be posted daw po on social media or conspicuous places prior to distribution. Then LGUs have 15 days to complete the distribution, meaning kung kailan kayo mag-start, kung paano po bibilang yung day 1, and then ang guidance for 15 days tayo 15 days to complete the distribution. And then the local government units to create grievance and appeals committee to act on all complaints. And then the last bullet na mention ni Secretary is that the Philippine National Police and the AFP to provide additional manpower if necessary. So yun po yun. So meron po tayo ditong local budget circular, and then the joint memorandum circular, plus the memorandum signed by Yusek Malaya that will be distributed to our local government units for your guidance. And then yung na-mention po kanina ni ARD about the list of beneficiaries, ang pwede pong gawin namin through our secretary, sa commitment naman ng secretary, iparating po sa kanya yung discrepancy, if ever, and then ang sinabi niya, walang kasiguruhan, so pipilitin natin, kakusapin niya ang DBM and SWD na kung pwede madagdagan yung kung pwede, gagawin na parang, kasi ang source po ng ating 5,000 is FY 2021 on program appropriation base dun sa local budget circular. So ganun po ang aming may tutulong doon. Pagpasensyahan na lang na nagkaroon ng konting discrepancy sa list kasi nga hindi maiwasan kasi nga sa typhoon ba yung sa communication po nagkaroon ng problema. Ang na-release po sa local government units directly by the DBM, base dito sa attachments sa local budget circular is 458 million to the province of Cebu. Initially.
Province? Kasi Lapu-Lapu. That 450. That includes Lapu-Lapu. It's only for 157 million. But including the city, yeah. Pero included kasi Lapu-Lapu na laki 217 million. Ano mo ito? You want to know the list? It's here. Mahibawaan kisay dako na dawat niya. Sahon ako? So, kanang 458 million. Dili na tanan sa kuan kay ang Lapu-Lapu 217 million kaya. Dito, I think it's because of the reporting base no na ni cut off magud sila unya ang uban in town wa pay capacity to communicate gani hindi na gali makatawag, so mao na that this discrepancy will really have to be corrected. Yes, Christine, Mayor Cristina.
Thank you to our DILG Regional Director for confirming that should there be any clarifications or corrections on the list, there's a possibility that the amounts downloaded will be increased. So, in behalf of the affected LGUs, I'd like to request for a formal endorsement from your office. Once we have been able to submit our updated lists to you, and can we be given until Friday perhaps? Okay ra, mga mayors, until Friday to submit our updated, totally and partially damaged households and affected families until Friday to submit to our respective MLGOOs that will then endorse it to the DILG region. And if I may request for you to write a formal endorsement to the Secretary for purposes of updating and increasing the amounts that were downloaded to our LG. Thank you.
Yes po, Mayor. Yung po ang ating ipakiusap sa ating Secretary na kung pwede. Kasi meron po tayong 7 LGUs Gov na base dun sa listahan natin sa DBM, 0 hindi kayo example po yung Malabuyok, talagang 0 po talaga siya. And mababa po yung Sibunga, kaya po nagkakalito si Mayor eh.
Pinamungahan, 0. Na ikaw ba ka, Mayor yan? Okay, so please submit your list now, updated, no? And does anybody else have anything more? DOH, okay na ta? Are we, imo nang giinan ang Omicron ngayon ikaw so diretsa?
Just very briefly.
Yes, please.
Okay. So, with regards to Department of Health, as of now, we would like to report that basically all the healthcare facilities, the RHUs and the hospitals has been 100% operating and functional. though there are facilities that the services is not yet complete. We have already submitted to the central office those facilities that needs to be rehabilitated. For us, we have provided logistics, human resources for health and infrastructure. Now, with regards sa Omicron, as mentioned earlier, tinuod itong isulti niyo, this is highly transmissible, high transmission, and very contagious. But the severity, this is less virulent compared to the Delta. So, it's really a matter of time that it will come, because definitely it will come. We just have to be ready. The different TTMFs, the different health facilities, in terms of medicines, oxygen tanks, and with the previous 3 waves that we have experienced, during our last meeting with the different chiefs of hospitals, both the government and the private, they were very confident that if ever this will happen again, we will be ready. We are closely coordinating with the different emergency operation centers, the different PHOs for this purpose. Thank you, Gov.Gwen.
Salamat kayo, ARD. Kana ba? Dili alarmist ba? Di ta magpanik ani, uy. Kay nahurot na atong panik atong audit. Diyaman atong RD sa DOE. Just a few words please. RD Gamalio.
Good afternoon. So just like to inform sa tanan, no, as of now, wala na tigit tayong problema sa fuel, no, na more than enough supply, as well as dome restoration works of power ongoing and moving at a fast pace. Although ang challenging kanina sa mga mountain barangays din. So again, optan naman to ato ang mga concerns, o hopefully padayon na niya ito ang development. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Salamat kayo. Padayon lang gid akong paningkamot, labi na og magpinapangaytan. Si Mayor Anto, gusto na mo gusto ka sulti, Mayor. Kanang, I know, ang uban ninyo, muuli mo, layo-layo pa, so we are prepared, andam ng panihapon. We are prepared dinner, usa mo muuli, labi na sa Dalagyat, kaya para ba nisigan dito, naitulog ka barangay. Diba na, ang nisigan. So, I'd like to announce to all mayors still present, salamat taon nga naa kang gihapon. I realize nga wa gyud taon tama ka Christmas party. Nalipay mo nga wa ta Christmas party? Unya, kadto ra ba nga Christmas party? Ang pangutana ra ba lang gyud, Gov, mo ato kas Christmas party, Gov? Dili tungod kay para pakanon ko lechon or mo-appeal ko sa mga raffle, pero maghuwat sa akong speech. Amot nga no, huwag ko naman ta ko ni adto o mabulokong Pasko. Ang bulahan magbutugi. Ang bulahan may inyong gihuwat. So to all the mayors still present, gikan sa province of Sugbo, na for the 7th consecutive year has been declared, according to the COA Financial Performance Report, as the richest province in the entire country. With our assets increasing since 2019, the Kani 2020 Financial Performance Report, our assets increased from 203 billion to 208 billion. It is such a heavy burden to carry. Because we constantly have to prove that we are rich kuno. Mauna, to help our LGUs, nahibaw ko, ako lang sa ni parehason tanan, kay nahibaw sad ko katong mga wa na nga igo ni tabang baya mo sa atong mga mayor po diri sa South. Salamat kaayo. Allow me to share part of the resources of the province of Cebu to help you. This time, I give you the choice. Kaya depende man. Lain-lain mo needs. Ang uban infra. Ang uban added assistance. So, sa tanan nga ni akaron, kung musugot mo, ni utong naman. Mo download ang province sa inyong tagsa-tagsa ka accounts sa LGU o 5 million pesos. Pasiuna pa lang na kay para man to na unta pinaskuhan nga inyong gihulat. Wa man madayon ng atong Pasko, ato na lang nisugdan ang bagong tuig. Initially, with 5 million pesos added to your funds. So, daghan kaayong salamat. Ang board members magsabot ta. Manawa ko lain na meeting nato. Kay kamo ra yung trabaho ron. lain ang atong sabot. Dahil masuya mga mayon. So, daghang kaayong salamat sa inyong presensya karong hapuna, maningkamot yun ta, maninguha ta. Among paningkamutan nga mahigawas dayon to ang atong cards para mapapod-apod ninyo. Dili kayo to madaga kyaw-kyaw kay paningkamutan atong matagaan yun tanan as certified by our mayors and the MSWDO and or CSWDO. And let us welcome this new year with renewed hope, with inspiration, and with an abiding faith in the Santo Niño, in God Almighty, and in the Cebuano. Daghan kaayong salamat, maayong hapon.